on a wet day.
Just about to get things underway here to commence round 8. It's a fired-up Kyneton Tigers down here at the Kyneton Showgrounds against a also equally as fired-up Sandhurst Football Netball Club. For the start of the game, here's Jock Clark.
Well, who's going to start in the ruck for Kyneton's been answered. It'll be big Darcy Harris against Hamish Hosking, and up they go, the big fellas in the ruck. Wasn't conclusive, but the first handball came out from Coughlin. Found a teammate on the wing and it's kicked long. Inside forward 50 for the Dragons. I might be out on the full. I think Huntley came out and attacked the football and just bounced up. Bad luck for him. Came off his boot and it's out on the full. So it's a free kick to the Dragons. It'll be taken by Maxted for them. Very tight angle, but only about 25 metres out. And I reckon he'd just about run out and try and bend it back, which he has, and he's put it through for a minor score. So inside the first minute, it's the Dragons on the board with a minor and the Tigers yet to score.
Yeah, it was a good passage of play out of the centre by Sandhurst then. A long handball. They got the ball in the clear and it was then out on the full. Unlucky for Hamish there. He attacked the ball and he came off second best.
Fraser Driscoll plays on from fullback for the Tigers. Oh, it's a poor kick. He kicked it straight to the opposition in Maxted, who's got his second possession in a matter of minutes. Oh, Rhodey finds space. He dives in on his knees, takes a chest mark, pretty well uncontested, directly in front, 35 out.
Well, there's a hole in the bucket, Normie, and the hole was there for Rhodey to run into.
And it was a lovely kick, perfect kick actually by Noah Walsh to sit it into that hole. Rhodey, he's another one of those small forwards that can hit the scoreboard for Sandhurst as well.
So Rhodey probably got a bit of a breeze behind him. The clouds are moving quite swiftly above him. They're very, very low. He's covered in mud already. Jeremy Rhodey, slow, deliberate, poor kick, and lucky to score in the end for a minor score. So the Tigers go, Sandhurst go to 2 behinds. Kyneton yet to score. We've gone 2 minutes in the first.
Yes, as soon as he hit that kick towards goal, he knew it was offline and he ran to his position for the kick in.
So the Tigers to bring it back into play. Driscoll with the footy, and he weighs up the options. Almost every player on the ground is in the Sandhurst forward half at the moment. Now Driscoll plays on, goes wide to the outer side, up they go. Oh, big thump away down there by the Tigers, gained him about 30 metres to the wing, outer side. The cavalry arrive, ball hits the deck, squirted out, and a chance now for the Dragons to come back inside forward 50. But a good intercept mark by the Tigers.
Safstrom.
Out wide. Is that
Safstrom?
Safstrom, who's taken it.
And he goes.
They work their way all the way back into defensive goal square to Crozier.
Geez, under a little bit of pressure here, the Tigers. Receiving a mark was Driscoll, plays on quickly, runs his full measure, then goes down the line, down to the wing. They set themselves. Ireland at the back door for the Dragons. They'll share it around the old 1-2. And a long kick now by Ruff to forward 50, comes off hands. Walsh couldn't quite get his mitts on the footy. In fact, he got one on and it went out of bounds. 49 out from goal will ball it in. It was Sandhurst by 2 behinds.
Interesting watching that exit then by the Tigers. The players that had the ball knew what they were doing, but the players up the ground didn't.
So throw in forward 50 for the Dragons. No goals on the board as yet. Hosking in front. Good tap down. The Tigers might have the numbers there close to the line. Can they keep it in? They can. It's worked wide. Taken by Nolte. Under the pump. Good hands. Got it to Bartrop, who goes down the wing. On the grandstand side for the Tigers. Couldn't find a teammate. Ball's in dispute. Sandhurst player grabbed high, was he? It's a free kick. And it is going to... Yep. Sandhurst. They've got it on the wing. Grandstand side. They'll bring it back towards half forward. What's all the whistles? What's going on? Oh, it's the wrong player. It's gone back over to the Tigers. Mitch Johns has got it on the wing. Goes inboard into the corridor. Couldn't find a teammate. Dragons with numbers in defence. Hard to grab it. Bartrop goes in. Grab it out the football. Free kick. No, he was caught with it, he said. It's the Dragons' free kick. And advantage. Long. Up towards forward 50. Bear Thornton in front. Couldn't complete the mark. Hand pass wide. Chance for Phillips. Tigers out of trouble back to the middle of the ground.
So contested footy in the middle. Heat is on. Tigers haven't had it inside forward 50 yet. Reeks Magan was in the air. He couldn't grab it. Sandhurst now, they pick it up, receiving a handball was Coughlin. Coughlin, an awkward looking kick, looking for Noah Walsh. It was effective, probably should have marked it. Huntley under pressure for the Tigers, taps it towards the boundary line. He collects the footy, places it on the ground in opposition to a bounce. Now he goes down the line, down the wing, comes off hands, hard up against the boundary. Rhodey getting involved. over the line, and it'll be a ball in.
Yes, Kyneton need to show a little bit more composure when going forward. They've just thrown the ball on the boot the last 3 times.
Well, the Dragons have probably had it inside forward 50 for 95% of this opening term. They lead by 2 behinds. Tigers yet to have it inside forward 50. Hosking taps it to the front of the pack for the Dragons. We'll put it over the boundary line, and we'll do it all again. It'll be ball in. 2 behinds plays 0. We've gone 5 minutes in the opening term here at the Kyneton Showgrounds.
So the ball on the wing, outer side of the ground. It's pretty dark here at the Showgrounds at the moment. Wouldn't mind if they could find the light switch. That'd be good. Up they go. Hosking won it to the front. Wanted Alex Wharton. Couldn't find him. There's a whistle on play. And the umpires picked out a free kick to the Dragons. And it is Wharton who takes it. Goes long, high, inside forward 50. Maxted the target. Good defensive punch down there by Crozier. And it's over and out of bounds for a throw-in just outside the Dragons forward 50. So what have we played, Johnny? Almost 6 minutes first term. Tigers yet to score. Dragons 2 behinds, 2 points.
We're 50 out from the Dragons' goal, kicking to the Kyneton City end. The ball is thrown in. Up they go. Hosking a double-handed fist. Front of the pack for the Tigers. Doing some hard work was McGee. They'll maintain possession. Receiving a handball was Lewis Thompson. Puts it on the boot. To the wing. Contested footy. Hands and knees. A lot of players on the footy. Ireland's at the bottom of that pack for the Dragons. And we'll have a ball up. A little bit willing over there on the outer side. Umpire Norton. Yeah, he'll throw it up. So it's a 2-point margin. Up they go. Sandhurst just lead by a narrow margin. Ireland getting involved. Hands and knees still. It's an ugly bit of footy picked up by the Tigers. Now go forward through McGee. A long kick to half forward. No one home. And Tanner Nailey marks it for the Dragons.
So he's got it in the back pocket. Scoreboard side of the ground. Goes wide to the wing, outer side, Wharton to target, can't get it. Holmes is there, taps it along the ground, up towards forward 50 for the Dragons. Couldn't put a teammate on the end of it. Kyneton defence arrive and lock it up, and the umpire is...
Good tackle by Blair Holmes.
Yeah, he's picked out a free kick. Holmes has got it. The former skipper plays on. Oh, wobbly old kick. Inside forward 50. Chance at the back down there for Walsh. Can he find some space? He can. Throws it on the boot. Shot at goal. Has just dribbled over. First goal of the afternoon. Has rolled through for the Dragons. And who got his toe to it?
Yeah, Walsh gave it to
Coughlin.
Yeah.
Coughlin got his toe to it. So the skipper has kicked the first one. It takes the Dragons to 1-2-8. Tigers yet to score. And that's a live score sponsored by Bendigo Bulk Carpets.
And you mentioned before the game, Jock, that Blair Holmes would love these conditions. He was in that passage of play 4 times. Excellent tackle, got the kick forward. It was Noah Walsh that found his way through traffic and a handball to Lee Coughlin, and Coughlin was able to get it on the toe and cook it through.
Hosking won the tap, but the Tigers through Gaff. They won possession, kicked it to half forward. 40 metres out from goal. It's flicked out to Nelly. He gives it by hand to Ireland, who'll send it wide, looking for Montague. Harrison Huntley at the back of the pack tried to get a fist on it. Keeps his feet. Will pick it up. Cross half back. Looks to feed it inboard. He does by hand. It was a sharp handball to Driscoll. Driscoll then goes to Gaff. Gaff, the ball just come off the side of his boot. Didn't go hardly any meterage at all. Geez, it's willing in there at the moment. It's what you love to see. Tigers will maintain possession. On the end of one is Phillips. Phillips will dish it off by a hand. He gave it to Muir. Muir's kick was smothered over the boundary line. True centre wing. Ball in. 8 playing 0. 9 minutes gone. Opening term. Kyneton Showgrounds.
There's no space in the game at all, is there? You've just got milliseconds to try and do something with it.
Well, I'm just looking at it now, Jock. Everybody's in a quarter of the ground.
Pretty much so. Throw in and a long one. It's on the wing, grandstand side here at the Showgrounds. Pack develops and the umpire comes in, who will ball it up. So the Tigers yet to get on the scoreboard. The Dragons kicking to the town end, a 1-2-8. Up they go. One down this time by Harris. Puts a teammate on the end of it, but he's dispossessed. The Dragons get it. Go long inside forward 50. Rhodey the target. He can't take it. And Zahira has seen it over the line and out of bounds for throwing in the forward pocket.
We practiced it that many times, Jock, before the game.
And the first time I got
First
to use
time,
it, I got no idea. Absolutely buggered up. If you're listening and you're his mother, you can ring up and abuse us if you like. Throw in forward pocket for the Dragons. Hosking at front. Got it down. Can he put someone on the end of it? Wharton takes it. Quickly throws it on the boot. It lands 15 metres out from the Dragons' goal. Under the pump at the moment. The Tiger defence. Montague's in there for the Dragons. Get it out. He can't. Tigers defence. Quickly throw it on the boot. Clear defence of 50. But it'll come straight back. The Dragons have chopped it off. Quickly back inside. Thornton up high. Couldn't take the mark. Rolls towards goal. Won't go through. Tigers defender under the pump. That player was Safstrom. Close to the boundary line. And he's eventually seen it over and out of bounds for a throw-in deep in the forward pocket for the Hurst.
Yeah, interesting there, Jock. Lockie Zimmer gave up on that thing and was going through for a point and then had to put pressure on to keep the ball in their forward 50.
Rolled out again.
It rolled out again, that's right.
Dragons attack. They're only 20 metres out from goal. It goes to the hot spot. Montague, he sharked the footy. A little give. It was ineffective. Playing for free kicks there at the back zone. The Tigers, they'll get away with it. In fact, it goes out of bounds on the full from a wayward kick. And a free kick will go to Andrew Ireland. Liam Ireland. Who's Andrew Ireland? He's in the AFL, isn't he?
Yeah, AFL used to be with Collingwood.
He did. So Ireland goes to the top of the square. The hot spot falls to the back of the pack. Rhodey might have got one high.
Yes.
He did. He probably threw his neck back a little bit, but it's going to be a free kick.
They heard you before, Wallace. Jock, the lights are on.
So Rhodey, he'll look. He's going to have to go on his opposite foot, the left, and he's looking to go around the corner. He's only 15 metres out from goal.
Well, he missed a sitter 2 minutes ago.
1 step, 2 step, and puts it through for a major. Geez, he's happy about it too. So are his teammates. So Sandhurst, they extend the lead. Live score sponsor, Breach Apparel in Bendigo. It's 2-2-14. Kyneton are yet to hit the scoreboard. We have gone 12 minutes opening term.
Well, until the last 5 minutes, Kyneton would have been happy with the way things were going. Sandhurst weren't able to hit the scoreboard with the use of the wind, but that sort of made it a bit different now. There's a bit of urgency out there for Kyneton. They've got to get the next one to stay in this contest.
Well, the Dragons are winning the stoppages, aren't they, Normie?
Yeah,
so they're getting first use of it.
are.
And consequently, their inside 50 tally would be far more than Kyneton at this early stage. Back in the centre, ball up. Hosking went early, then he landed, didn't get near the football. That allows the takeout to go to the Tigers. I think it might have been Manuel, was it, who took it? Kicked long inside forward 50, but it's rebounded just as quickly to the wing, outer side of the ground. Manuel again, on his own, picks it up, goes in the forward pocket, finds a teammate.
That was Comben got it to Manuel.
Comben got it to Manuel. Manuel marked, kicks inside forward 50, poor kick. He's turned it straight over.
So it is Walsh, Noah Walsh of the Dragons. He kicks it to the wing, looks for Max Steads, comes off hand, front and centre for the Tigers. Comben did well, a couple of possessions early underneath the scoreboard. Tigers, big punch from behind though. Wilkinson did really well, got a fist in there, and it goes out of bounds, and it'll be a ball in 50 around from the goal for the Tigers.
That's better football from Kyneton now. They're starting to use the running players that are going through, and they're starting to try and hit targets up in the forward 50.
Preddy for the Tigers will get his first real look at it in the ruck. He's wearing the long sleeves this afternoon. Similar shape these two ruckmen are, but Hosking wins it for the Dragons, puts it to the back of the pack. Contested footy, ground level, whistle on play. It's a trip, and it will go the way of Sandhurst, and Tanner Nailey has got a free kick. He's on left half back, outer side. He'll go long, down the line. They'll set themselves. Max Steads up the field, comes off hands to the back of the pack. They'll see it over, and it will be a ball in. 14 playing 0. Tigers yet to have it deep inside forward 50. 13 and a half gone first term.
So the ball to be thrown in on the wing, outer side of the ground. It's just levelled up a little bit, I reckon, though, the last couple of minutes, Normie.
Yeah,
Tigers are starting to get their way back into it, getting their feel for the game. Up they go. Hosking got rid of his opponent pretty easily, then couldn't do much with it. Holmes is in there, couldn't control the football, close to the boundary line. Pack develops, it's kicked off the ground, favours the Tigers, but the Dragons have got numbers in defence. It's kicked quickly towards half forward, and there's a mark taken.
Paul Pratt.
Kick forward by Paul Pratt. Inside forward 50. Thornton in front. Has taken the mark. Turns. 20 out. Wastes no time. Goes for home. Or was it a pass, do you reckon he went for? He just ran on and kicked it.
I think he was putting it in the path of the on-running Sandhurst player, but was just a fraction too long.
Went through for a minor score. So in the end of the day, it turned out to be not much of anything, really. The Dragons are 2-3, 15, leading the Tigers, yet to score. 14 and a half minutes gone. First term, sponsor Breach Apparel, Bendigo.
Driscoll kicking in for the Tigers. He's been under pressure with his kick-ins here. He's a little bit unsure which way to go. Plays on from fullback, then launches into it. It's a 50-metre ball beyond 50. Thornton was there for the Dragons. Off hands, back of the pack. Nice bit of shark work by Manuel. He gives it by hand. They'll bring it down the wing of the Tigers. Oh, dropping a footy he probably should have taken. There was Pretty. It was a fumbling, wet footy, and he goes over the boundary line and across for a ball in. Around the ground update, Eagle Hawk, they are 12, 2 goals straight, and Castlemaine are 1 behind. Golden Square 2-1-13, lead Gisborne yet to score.
So the ball to be thrown in, wing, out of sight of the ground, Hosking in front. He's just using his bulk to keep his opponent at bay, and he got down to a teammate. So it's worked towards half forward for the Dragons. Chance in there to be kicked off the ground. It might be, was it Skinny Wharton? It was.
Yep.
He couldn't get it, but he follows up well, picks it up in the forward pocket, wobbles it towards full forward, homes the target. He's caught behind in the defence of the Tigers, sees it over the line, out of bounds for a throw-in.
Yes, Lewis Thompson had the pressure on him then. If that ball had got past him, Holmes would have run into an open goal.
So throw-in, again, deep in the Dragons' forward zone. And they've had much more chances in there than the Tigers so far. From the throw-in, Hoskin this time got rid of his opponent unfairly, said the umpire, and it'll be a Tigers free kick in defence, and they'll kick it out from the back pocket. It'll be taken by Harris.
Harris goes short. It was a poor kick. Ireland probably dropped a mark he should have taken. It went through his hands, wet footy. Now pack forms, 49 out from goal. Dragons attacking. We'll have another ball up.
It's only early in the game, but Harris has done very well up against Hosking so far in the ruck contest.
Umpire throws it up. Hosking wins the tap again, but it was ineffective again as Muir couldn't win possession of the footy. We'll have another ball up. So up they go again. Hosking grabs it out of the pack. Don't argue. Tries to give it to Jake McLean. He fumbled a footy. Hurried kick out of the pack by the Tigers. Into the middle of the showground. Running through the middle. They've got the numbers here, the Dragons. Awkward footy. They've somehow managed to get it inside forward 50. Oh, it was a nice bit of ball by Wharton. Gives it off by hand and gives it to his brother. In fact, it might... it looks... Both got their long sleeves on. Harrison free.
Yep. And
pops it through for another major for the Dragons. Live score sponsor, Bendigo Bowl Carpets, Sandhurst, they go to 3-3-21. Kyneton are yet to score. Almost 18 gone, opening term.
Yeah, both sides have been using that sort of football. Keep the ball moving there. It was only picked up once, and that was when the handball was handed out to Harrison Free, and he put it on the boot, dribbled it through with nobody in the goal square.
That was a ripper pickup from Alex Wharton.
Excellent pickup from Wharton. But the only time it was picked up in about 4 contests.
So ball up, back in the centre. Again, it's Harris and Hosking. Dead heat as the two big fellas crash into each other. Oh, there's a heavy clash in the centre of the ground, and it'll be a free kick.
Jake McLean it was, got 1-2 odd, Jock.
Yeah, he's okay. He's got the free kick from the middle. Goes long, direct, in towards centre half forward, out in front. Maxted, grabbed without the football, and he's got the free kick for the Dragons. Kobe Maxted, 45 out, directly in front. And Kobe Maxted, well, he's gone back 40 metres again. And he's lining up to have a shot, I reckon.
He's almost in the centre circle to start this run-up.
Take the umbrella out to him, Norman. It's just starting to spit rain a little bit. So Maxted lines up for the Dragons. From about 50 metres, ripper kick right through the centre. And another one, that's the 4th on the board for the Dragons. So they've started very, very well indeed here at the showgrounds. They're 4-3-27. Tigers yet to score. And we've played just on 18 minutes in this first term, thanks to Variety Superstore Strathvillage.
Yes, the Sandhurst boys, when they get it forward, they're making the most of their opportunities. There's probably only been one they've missed when Thornton played on before, but every other chance they've got to kick a goal, they've made the most of it. And as we say that, the rain starts to pelt down.
It is hammering down. unpleasant conditions here at the Kyneton Showgrounds. At Kyneton, they need to get on their bike because it's some red-hot footy by the Dragons. They're a class above at the moment. Whistle on play. Tigers will get a free kick. Might have been for one in danger.
Yep.
Caleb Fisher, he'll go short into the middle. Spots up Young'uns. Young'uns, who's been good this season, quickly will kick it long. They're deep inside forward 50.
Great
what
mark.
a contested mark. It was less of a dry ball. He just scooped it in. Cameron Manuel directly in front will line them up for their first of the afternoon.
That was good football there. Young'uns, he made the most of a fortuitous kick that found him in space. And Manuel, well, it was a great one-on-one contest. He was able to hold the opposition out and take the ball in one hand.
Yeah, he used that other arm beautifully. And just, as I said, he reeled it in as if it was a dry ball. Now, the rain is coming in at right angles. It's hitting him right in the face. So this is not an easy kick. He's directly in front, just needs to kick through it. Don't kick it too hard. And he doesn't. Does exactly what I asked him to do and kicked a major. Live score sponsor, Bendigo Bulk Carpets. The Tigers get their first one on the board. They are 1 goal straight. 6. They trail 4-3-27. The Dragons, 20 minutes have ticked over in the opening term here at a soggy Kyneton Showgrounds.
Yes, that was a better entry into their forward 50 by Kyneton then. Young'uns there looked for a teammate up forward, and Manuel made the most of it. And
it's a nasty study you got there, Norm.
Yes.
it was good football, but
find another word.
Kyneton have been able to get back into the game. They've been able to control a bit of football, and they made the most of it then. Yep,
that'll be a load off the back, getting on the scoreboard with the first goal for them. Before quarter time, up they go in the ruck. Well, it was Dixon, but he jumped early and missed the ball. It's worked down towards half forward for the Dragons. In defence, taken down there for the Tigers though by Fisher. Bombs it high and long towards the centre of the ground. Plenty up. No one could mark it. Most of the work will need to be done at ground level, and that's probably going to be the story of the day in these conditions. Plenty around the contest, boys. Have a look at that. Throw a blanket over about 20 of them, and eventually the umpire comes in, umpire Norton, and will ball it up between centre and centre wing, outer side of the ground. Lights are on here at the showground, so it doesn't look as bad as it, or as gloomy as it did about 15 minutes ago. And from the scrimmage that developed after the ball up, the umpire comes in and will ball it up again. Still, same spot, centre of the ground.
So Tigers looking to build on that opening goal. It's really tough conditions here. Oh, slinging tackle there. That was dangerous. Probably it's gone to the way of the Tigers. Receiving a handball now was McGee. McGee's had a few possessions. He'll put it on the boot. He go inside forward 50 to the back of the pack. Picked up quickly. It was rough, banged it on the boot to the outer side. Bouncing, tumbling, sliding footy. Slams into the fence and we'll ball it in. We'll go around the grounds for a fresh live update. Golden Square 2-3-15. They lead Gisborne yet to score. And also the Storm, they are at home. They are 2 goals straight, 12. They lead Kangaroo Flat 1 behind.
I tell you what, I just watched a Kyneton player come on off the interchange, and he's already got his first kick, Lewis Thompson. And have a look at the build of the boy. Not hard to work out who his old man is. Meanwhile, the Tigers go inside forward 50, plenty up. No one could take the mark. Have they got some crummers at ground level? They can. They've got a kick across the body. And it's put through for a goal. Was it Megan?
I think it was Megan, yep.
Yeah, it was definitely Megan. Had me binos on him.
Reece Megan, well, it was good work by the Tigers. From about 30 out around the body, they put their second on the board, and now they're really starting to work their way into the contest. They're 2 straight, 12. The Dragons are 4-3-27. Life source sponsor, Breach Apparel, Bendigo.
And as you said, Jock, Lewis Thompson ran straight off the bench into the centre of the ground. Got the ball in the open, got it forward, and some good work by a couple of good handballs up in the Kyneton forward line.
Fresh live update from the Camp Reserve. Castlemaine 1-1-7. They trail Eagle Hawk 2-1-13. Tell you what, it's hard to write with cold hands and wet paper. It's absolutely conditions are pretty gloomy here, but the footy is red hot. Tigers, they've got the last couple. They're looking to build across half back now. Hurried kick by Harrison Huntley. kicks it to a pack. Soccer off the ground by the Tigers just to gain some valuable meterage. That was Guy Dixon picking up the footy. Blair Holmes gives it to Noah Walsh by hand. Dragons, they'll now attack. Poor kick, intercepting by the Tigers, and Harrison Huntley with the footy. And I'm a gentleman to you,
Been in good nick, Huntley, this year, no doubt. He's led the Tigers well, got it to a teammate. High kick down the wing, close to the boundary line. It's just bounced inside, over and out of bounds for a throw-in. So throw-in on the wing, grandstand side. Game's tightened up. There's just 15 points the margin as we close on quarter time. Here at the Kyneton Showgrounds, the Tigers and the Dragons from the throw-in in front. Tap down one by Gibson, but it's sharked by the Dragons. They get it up towards half forward, taken down there by Montague. Screws it across the body, inside forward 50. Couldn't find a teammate. Maxted tackles his Kyneton opponent through for a minor score. And I tell you what, I reckon he was lucky, the Tigers player, that he went through, or he might have been caught with a footy.
I think he judged that nicely, Jock. Got himself taken through so that it wasn't a deliberate.
Driscoll was the Kyneton Tigers player, and then he came out and played on very quickly after that behind registered for the Dragons. But they're still inside forward 50, still looking dangerous. Chance before quarter time kick, not well directed, and Comden takes it for the Tigers, goes across the ground and finds Fisher. Still inside defensive 50, goes short again and gives it to Thompson. Louis Thompson has taken a mark just outside defensive 50, half-back for the Tigers.
Kicks it long down centre wing. It's a horrible copter ball. It's going to be a Dragons mark. Chest mark will enable them to bring it back the other way. It's a long kick. Kicking the footy there was James Coughlin, but that was a poor kick and kicked it straight to Huntley of the Tigers. He plays on quickly. By foot. Oh, dropped a mark he should have taken. Probably should have tried it with a chest. Chest mark was McGee. He's had a fair bit of the footy this afternoon. Right in front of us, broadcast side. Sliding in after the footy is Fisher.
Yeah, holding the man.
Play.
Holding the man.
Zimmer.
Lockie Zimmer.
Lockie Zimmer will get a free kick.
So Zimmer's got it between wing and half forward. Goes inboard into the corridor. Well, worked out okay. The mark's taken by Noah Walsh for the Dragons. Switches across the ground. Rhodey the target. No, left it for Montague. Neither could take the mark. Ball goes to ground level. Montague, the crumb. Well done. Dragons back inside forward 50. Thornton, the target, won't get to him. Bounces over the line and out of bounds to be thrown back into play. Right next to the behind post. Again, deep in the Dragons' forward zone.
Yes, both sides have settled now, and they're putting plenty of pressure on the ball carrier and making it difficult for either side to get the ball flowing.
Rain continues to fall here at the Kyneton Showgrounds, attacking the Dragons still. Lights are blazing. Magnificent winter's afternoon for football. Really separates the men from the boys when you get these conditions. Umpire will throw it in. He's only 20 metres around from the goal, which the Dragons are attacking.
Tell you what, Johnny, I had 2 knee replacements last year. I reckon they've rusted up.
Hosking tapped it to the front of the pack. Coughlin was in the area, couldn't get it. Spills to the, well, we're 45 out from goal. A lot of players around the footy will ball it up. 28 playing 12. Sandhurst attacking. They lead. 28 minutes gone. Opening term.
Well, the Tigers certainly wouldn't want to concede another one here before the first break. From the ball up, Hoskins wins it down, fed out a hand pass, wanted Montague, couldn't find him, goes in again, the big fella lends a bit of support. Umpire's picked out a free kick. Going to go to the Tigers in the back pocket. Chance to get out of trouble. Be taken for them down there by Youngins, who goes long, wide to the wing, out of sight of the ground, thump to ground level, Crummers needed. Tigers should be able to take control. They do. Kicked back towards the wing. Nobody can take the mark off. Hands over the line and out of bounds for yet another throw-in. And I'll tell you another thing that's just surprised me a little bit, Normie. I reckon the Dragons, even though this is the Tigers' home ground, have been handling the ball a little bit better than the Tigers.
They've handled it more cleanly for most of the quarter, but when the Tigers do handle it well, they get a run on.
So from the throw-in, out of side, again, it's a battle. Bartrop works hard for the Tigers, close to the boundary line, plenty in, trying to get a handle on the footy, can't do it. And it's pushed over the line and out of bounds for yet another throw-in. Same spot, we've been here for 2 minutes. On the wing, out of sight of the ground. Good crowding this afternoon, eh? You've got to say. They love their footy down here, especially at the showgrounds when their Tigers are up and about. Don't worry about that. From the throw-in, went over the head of both. The ruckman was kicked off the ground, goes inside forward 50 for the Dragons, going through down there without the football. It was Zimmer for the Dragons, couldn't take it, goes again, can't get it out, working hard in there's Montague. Pack develops, the umpire's going to ball it up about 40 metres out from the Dragons' goal.
It seems to me that Sandhurst, well, they're 4-4 Kyneton at two goals. They've been more effective in front of goal, haven't they? So the Tigers now will emerge through Bartrop, kicks it into the middle of the showground. Contested footy, they'll dive in after it. Dragons keep their feet. Coghlan, kick hurriedly to half forward at the ankles of Paul Pratt, couldn't pick it up. Still 51 out for the Dragons. Walsh getting involved, spills out a handball. He found Montague. Montague, 30-metre ball into the hot spot, 30 metres out from goal now, but it's the Tigers. They've got the numbers. They might cough it up. Oh, under the chin. Rhodey got one. Geez, that was a hard hit. They both hit the footy and hit the pack together, and Rhodey, well, he stood back up and he's got a free kick. Rhodey now. Geez, Norm, tough young fella to get up like that, didn't it? Certainly was a...
It was, but the hit mightn't have been as high as everybody thought. It was just the way he went back.
Yeah,
I reckon he got him around the sternum with the elbow, not as high as what the umpire suggested.
Well, I thought he got him with the shoulder. So there's three of us here, we've all seen it differently.
Well, she's in the book now. All he needs to do is kick the goal. Well, the free kick's in the book, isn't it? It's long, it's high, it won't make the distance. It goes straight to the line. They need to kill it, and they do, the Tigers, for a minor score. So 4-5, 29, the Dragons, 2 goals straight, 12. We've ticked over 30 minutes opening term here at the showgrounds. Rain has stopped and the sun's out, almost.
That's well, either that or the lights.
Yeah, that's probably more than a point.
Yeah, so the Tigers bring it back into play. Long kick to half-back. Off hands over the line and out of bounds. It'll be thrown back into play. I'll be right here, Johnny. I'll just keep it for a little bit longer. I could just about reach out and touch it from here. So throw in across half forward for the Dragons. Hosking in ruck against the big fella. Harris, up they go. Probably neither won it effectively. Crum was picked up by McLean. Throws it on the left boot for the Dragons. Inside forward 50. Couldn't find a target. Plenty around the contest. It's about 45 out from the goal. Harrison Huntley. Good work. Wanted support. Got it from Crozier. His kick cleared defensive 50 for the Tigers, but they're still under the pump as the crowd is attracted, and the umpire's going to ball it up about 55 out from the Dragons' goal.
Umpire will throw it up. Hosking used his body well, then tapped it to the feet. Well, a sea of players are there. Tigers will emerge. Hurried kick out of a pack along the ground. Pretty trying to get involved. Uses his body well. But Dragons, safety of numbers. Goes to Rhodey by hand. Rhodey inside forward 50. It's shallow. Huntley will pick it up. Oh, he just lost his footing. Zimmer now. Quick, sharp handball to Paul Pratt. Bangs it on the boot and puts it through for a goal. That was dry weather footy by the Dragons. Very, very impressive. Up forward, live score sponsor, Bendigo Bulk Carpets. Sandhurst, the Dragons, go to 5-5-35. They lead the Tigers 2 goals straight, 12. We've gone almost 33 minutes opening term.
Yes, an excellent handball by Lockie Zimmer there, straight onto the chest of the oncoming Paul Pratt, and he snapped. He made no mistake with it. He knew as soon as he kicked it, it was going through.
Bit of bad luck there for Harrison Huntley. He just lost his footing, didn't he?
He did, yes. And when he lost his footy, he lost control of the football, unfortunately, for Kyneton.
Opened up an opportunity. So 30 to nearly 33 minutes gone. Gee, I hope all the quarters go this long. We finish at midnight.
That'll be pleasant here that time of the night, won't it?
Absolutely terrific. Back in the centre. Up they go. Chance down there for the big fella. Harris might have got first fingers on it. Tapped it towards a teammate. Running after the footy down there is a chance for, is it Johns to pick it up? Got it inboard. Tigers win it out of the centre. Oh, big fly from Manuel at half forward. Couldn't bring it in. Pack develops. Plenty in there. Umpire will come in and ball it up. This time it's about 50 out from the Tigers' goal. If they could snap one back before quarter time, would give them a real lift, I reckon. Up they go. One down. Plenty of numbers from both sides after the footy. Half to get it out. And there is the siren for quarter time at the Kyneton Showgrounds. It's the visitors, the Sandhurst Dragons. 5-5-35, leading the Kyneton Tigers. 2 straight goals, 12. Live score sponsor, Breach Apparel.
Let's go around the grounds for a fresh live update. The Storm are dominant, the Dragons, but the scoreboard probably doesn't indicate how much more dominant they were. The rain really starting to intensify here at the showgrounds. It's 5-5-35. The Dragons, they lead the Tigers. 2 goals straight, 12. Up they go in the ruck. Socket out of the air. It was a little bit dangerous. Goes forward for the Tigers in this opening minute of the second term. Tapping in front of him nicely was Nolte. Couldn't quite pick it up. 30 out from goal for the Tigers. They're screaming for it. Spills in the direction of the Tigers. Angus Nolte bangs it on the boot. Puts it out of bounds on the full, kicking to the city end. No change to the score. Tigers 2 goals straight, 12. They trail Sandhurst 5-5-35.
First opportunity though went to the Tigers. Just Nolte just couldn't straighten it up. But it was a good pick up and good lead-in work. So the Dragons with the free kick from the last line of defence. Go to half-back, up they go. Rhodey in front. Couldn't complete the mark. Goes in after it again. He can't take it. Big fella Hosking there for the Dragons. Can't get it out. Bartrop can. Up towards the point of the goal square. Can't find a target. And in fact, it's knocked through for a minor score to the Tigers. Their first minor score and first score of the second term takes them to 2-1-13. Trailing the Dragons 5-5-35. 2 minutes gone. Second term. Live score sponsor, Variety Superstore, Strath Village.
Free and ugly kick in from full back. They might get away for it. He kicked it to 50. Cogland, Wharton is there. Alex spills a handball in the direction of Montague. His kick was smothered but ended up with a Zimmer. Zimmer by hand goes to Walsh. Dragons now down the line. Maxted takes a good strong contested mark. It was a dry mark as well. He bangs it on the boot. Looking for Wharton. That's Joel. He's at the back of the pack. Couldn't get it. Hurriedly kicked out of the pack by the Tigers. They're under immense pressure. Maxted now. Dragons, he couldn't get it. Socket off the ground, along the ground towards the boundary line for the Tigers. Another kick along the ground. Rhodey picks it up. Dragons goes to Wharton. Upended. Umpire let it go. Now kick it down the line and the Tigers will attack. No clean possession. It's ugly footy, but it's effective and manages to get the Tigers across half forward and we'll ball it in. 35 Sandhurst, 13 Kyneton, 2 minutes gone, second term.
So Manuel's playing what, Normie, at full forward?
It looks as though he's been lining up out of the square, Jock, yes. And
along with Megan.
Along with Megan and giving them the two-pronged option.
Throwing across half forward for the Tigers, or the big fella Hosking does his own roving, gets it on the left boot, kicks it in towards the centre. Nobody could take the grab. At ground level, it's the Tigers winning out. It's bombed back inside forward 50. Megan cleverly tapped it over the back, couldn't put a teammate on the end of it. Hood took the football, lost it in a tackle. They go to ground, and the umpire's going to ball it up 25 metres out from the Tigers' goal.
Yeah, good tackle there by Ryan Preddy. He's held the ball in for Kyneton and give them another chance.
So there's the ball up. Chance here for the Tigers. Up they go in front. One down by Preddy. Couldn't find a teammate on the end of it. Kick off the ground. Gets it outside defensive 50. The Tigers might come back again. A long turn and it's kicked inboard down there by Fisher. Can he find a teammate? He can't. Still 45 out from the Tigers' goal. They work hard. The Dragons' defence. They tap it away. It's picked up and kicked out towards half-back. No one could take it. Through the traffic's taken down there by Phillips on the left boot. Gets it back inside forward 50. Bartrop works hard. He can't pick it up. Wants some support. Hand pass wide. Tigers a chance. Worked over in the direction of McGee. McGee across the body has kicked an absolute ripper. How did he manage that from there? 5 in from the boundary, across the body, and he's put it through for the third goal for the Tigers. So Bailey McGee has popped one through, and that'll give him a lift, the Tigers, to 3-1-19. Dragons 5-5-35, and the Tigers have started, Normally, this second term absolutely full of running.
That's right. They started exactly the same as Sandhurst did in the first quarter. you've got to give credit there to Bartrap and also Ryan Preddy for the way they kept the ball in the forward line, kept it moving forward, and it was in the end, it was got out to Bailey McGee, and it was a lovely snap around the corner.
Yeah, you'd have to nickname him Bobby McGee, wouldn't you? As Noah Walsh sharks the ball from the centre bounce for the Dragons. Deep inside forward 50. It was a beautiful long kick with a wet footy. Harrison Huntley soccers it off the ground towards the boundary line. They should see it over. Paul Pratt doing some hard bustling work for the Dragons.
Caught.
He is caught with the footy. 100% right, Jock, and a free kick will go to the Tigers. Driscoll with the footy. Long ball, 50-metre ball, looking for Preddy, front position. Wilkinson did well with a double fister. He kicks it straight to Alex Wharton. Alex Wharton bangs it on the boot and he puts it 5 rows back into the car park and they'll have a free kick bulletin near the scoreboard that reads Kyneton 3-1-19, trailing Sandhurst 5-5-35. Only one station, Bendigo's Fresh FM.
Well, a free kick to be taken just this side of Reedsdale, I reckon. From the long kick down the wing outer side. That did have a lot of carry on it, but at the end it was judged well by Liam Ireland, who marks for the Dragons. Plays on, goes back towards half forward.
Grab.
Good lead. Is that Maxted?
Yep.
Yes.
Good lead, good grab in these conditions. Now between wing and half forward, plays on, goes a little pass into the pocket. Didn't work, didn't get to his teammate on the full, bouncing ball. Sandhurst players locked up in a tackle. Umpire will ball it up right in front of the scoreboard. That shows the Tigers 19, the Dragons 35, 5-minute mark of the second term.
Well, you know it's cold when your binos start to fog up as well. So the conditions here, rain has stopped. The wind has backed off a fraction. Kyneton now making the most of it in this second term as the ball is on centre wing off hands. And we'll have a ball in. Only one station, Bendigo's Fresh FM. We've got a contest down here at the showgrounds in round 8. Both sides trying to consolidate for the second half of the season. It'll be a big win, whichever one comes away with it. As the umpire will throw it in. Up they go. Hosking, front position. Dixon doing the ruckworth for the Tigers on this occasion. Front of the pack. Hands and knees. Walsh picks it up for the Dragons. Bangs it on the boot quickly. Shallow inside forward 50. Maxted was found out of position at the back of the pack, using his body well for the Tigers was Driscoll. Whistle on play, and it will be, actually it's a deliberate out of bounds.
Oh.
To Joel Wharton. Plays on quickly. I reckon he's kicked a goal. Oh, talk about 2 goals in a row, one from the Tigers to start off with, and now that second one for Sandhurst, right on the boundary line. Live score sponsor, Bendigo Bulk Carpets. Sandhurst now go to 6-5-41. Kyneton 3-1-19, 7 minutes in the second term, and that was a ripper, wasn't it, Norm?
It was. It was a little bit unlucky for Kyneton, though. They tapped the ball forward. There was nobody there, so the umpire deemed that it was insufficient chance to keep the ball in, and the free kick went that way. Joel Wharton wasted no time. He reeled onto that left foot and curled it through beautifully.
Tell you what, he's got great goal sense, Skinny Wharton, no doubt about that. Ball up, back in the centre of the ground. The big fella takes it out of the ruck. Hosking throws it on the boot for the Dragon, gets them to half forward. Tigers rebound though. Chance for them down there through Pretty. Can he find some support? He can. Out wide, taken by Wallace. He's under the pump, lost it in a tackle. Ball held up and the umpire comes in. He'll ball it up between centre and half forward for the Tigers, just slightly on the outer side of the ground. So the Tigers need the next one. They were coming back okay from the ball up. Chance for Megan. Won it well. Got out a hand pass to a teammate who lost it in a tackle. Holmes took it for the Dragons. He got support. It's kicked towards half forward. Turnover again. The Tigers have got a mark at half back. They'll waste no time. Long, direct. Inside forward 50. Ireland drops back, judges it beautifully, marks in defence for the Dragons, goes wide to Montague, he's got a paddock, runs out of defence of 50 and goes long to half forward, straight to a Tigers defender.
It was Harrison Huntley. Harrison Huntley goes short to a teammate, and they're asked both.
Kick to kick, isn't it, Johnny?
Yeah, it is. They're asking for 50 because players got into the danger zone. Been watching a little bit too much TV. Dixon received the ball. He comes across the middle, finds a teammate who will now bang it long. Tigers, good smother there by Zimmer. Did very, very well. And it's going to be a free kick for a throw. So Zimmer in the middle of the showgrounds. He'll kick it long. It's a bit of an awkward up and under kick. Front position, though, it's been marked by Crozier. Crozier will go wide to the wing. They're away now, the Tigers. They've got players on. Intended target will be Nolte. Will it sit for him? Still 70 out from goal. In fact, over the line when he tried to pick it up, and we'll have a ball in. 70 out from goal. 19 the Tigers, playing 41 Sandhurst. 9.5 gone. Only one station. Bendigo's Fresh FM.
Normie's just slapped a bit of sunscreen on down here so he doesn't get frostbite. There's the throw-in. Chance for Hosking at the back. Won it to the front of the pack. Can't put a teammate on the end. Holmes works hard. Can't get it out. Bartrop's there for the Tigers. Hands and knees stuff. Couple of tough nuts there. Bartrop and Holmes. Eventually it's the Tigers. Inside forward 50. Chance. 40 out. Picked up by Nolte. Shot towards goal. Is through for a minor score. So they pushed hard, the Tigers. Just couldn't find the big opening. They go to 3-2-20. The Dragons are 6-5-41. And we've played just on 12 minutes of time in this second term here at the Kyneton Showgrounds. Live score sponsor Bendigo Bulk Carpets.
Free plays on from full back for the Dragons. Looks for Thornton. Spills to the back of the pack. Tigers, Guy Dixon sharks the footy. Picks it up. Hurried handball to the back door. Youngans. His kick was smothered. Ball spills now to the bottom of the pack as they dive in it. Blair Holmes shoveling handball along the line. His intended target, couldn't find him, was Billy Robinson. They've worked their way to the outer side wing. Umpire, good work getting it, letting it go. Coughlin grabs the ball quickly, banged it on the boot, kicked it 30 metres further down the line and across half forward for the Dragons. We'll have another ball in. 41 playing 20. I might even keep it over there, Jock.
Very, very good idea, Johnny.
Having respect for my elders as Hosking, ruck work, front of the pack. Hurried kick out of the pack by the Tigers. They'll kick it to half forward. Bouncing, tumbling ball. Running quickly after the footy is Lockie Hood. Keeps his feet, does well. He needs to. There's Tigers in the area. Just a hurried handball to nobody in particular. Oh, a little give. It was effective. Around the body. Tigers will go forward. Shot at goal. Minor score.
It was young Muir that shot at goal.
Muir. So Tigers 3-3-21. 20-point margin. Playing 41. We've gone 12 minutes. Second term.
So they're certainly starting to get their opportunities, the Tigers. They've only been able to add one goal, though, so far in their second term. Running out with the clearing kick was free. Went long and wide for the Dragons. They'll win it at half-back and kick towards half-forward. Thumped away by the Tigers' defence. It goes over the line and out of bounds for a throw-in. Across half-forward for the Sandhurst Dragons. Fair way from goal, outer side of the ground. It's been one of those days when there's a lot of players have been following the ball around. A lot of packs. Hard to get much absolute room to move in from the throw-in. Umpire is going to ball it up, is he?
There's a bit of uncertainty amongst a number of the players.
Well, who's got the footy?
Throw in again.
Throw in.
Righto. Okay, so we're doing it again. Deemed a shallow throw, kicked off the ground, favours the Tigers, goes up towards half forward, Muir on hands and knees, pushed it out, Bartrop the target, got there late, but laid a good tackle. Dragons player under the pump, umpire came in with a whistle, said he had no chance, and he'll ball it up just outside the Tigers forward 50.
Yeah, Bartrop's been, his pressure this quarter's been very good.
So we're across half forward now for the Tigers. Hurried kick out of the pack, won't go the required distance. Umpire will let it go. Hitting the pack hard there was Johns. They're screaming for a free kick. And it will go to the Dragons, bottom of the pack. It's Wilkinson. This is Matthew. Matthew Wilkinson trots away. Now kick it long to the outer side wing. He looks for Thornton. Thornton was underneath the footy. Tigers at the end of a handball was Darcy Harris. Then he gives it up. Fumbling footy. A lot of players at the bottom of the pack again. It's bubbling around. Umpire still letting it go. Hurried kick by Noah Walsh of the Dragons. It was along the ground. Finds Coughlin. Coughlin goes to Blair Holmes. Inside forward 50. We're shallow. Still good contested ball. Alex Wharton slides in for the footy underneath the scoreboard. Spills further wide. Zimmer's got space and he's got time. It was an awkward looking ball. He didn't quite have a control of the footy. It was a soccer-like kick into the goal square. pressure Tigers here. They need to be careful. Wharton, that skinny Wharton's got the footy, and he's been pinged because he tried to find a way. And a free kick will be given to Jake Safstrom.
It's just tough and hard, isn't it? Conditions like this, there's no big pardons. So the Tigers with the footy. 20 metres out from the goal they're defending. Kick long, down the centre. No one could take the mark. Drummed by the Dragons. Back inside forward 50. Loose, bouncing ball. Holmes in there. Can't pick it up. Tigers kick was smothered. Chance down there for them to get it through Muir. His hand pass. Found a teammate. Worked to the centre of the ground. Chance here for the Tigers. They've got some numbers. Kicked long and high and wide up in the direction of Manuel. He's got 2 to beat, but he'll get there first. Good pick up, turns, wants some support. Little kick wasn't good. Nelly there, didn't try and pick it up, went to kick it off the ground, missed, went back, got it on hands and knees. Hand pass wasn't all that good.
Yeah, good
Put a
tackle.
teammate under the pump, and the umpire is going to let it be thrown back into play as it's spilled over the boundary line. Tigers had an opportunity. Now it's throwing in deep in their forward pocket, right next to the behind post. 3-3 trails 6-5. Sandhurst in front from the throw-in. Hosking, good tap away, gained 20 metres, but the Tigers on the end of it. But they lost it. Tapped away by Lee Coughlin. Can he find a teammate? Tigers player, grabbed it, lost it. Bartrop hunts the footy, can't pick it up, kick off the ground, goes back towards the centre. Chance down here for the Dragons. Who's got the numbers? Umpire's picked out a free kick, and Thornton's got it for the Dragons. Picked up quickly, goes to half forward and finds Montague, who marks on forward 50, centering kick. Couldn't find a teammate to mark it, but he might have someone in a little bit of space. Zimmer turns, picks it up, goes wide, finds a teammate in the pocket, in space, plays on, shoots for goal, kicks a goal for the Dragons.
Brody Montague. It was a good passage of play there by Sandhurst. They kept that ball going forward. Blair Holmes was involved in it. Lockie Zimmer got out by himself, and he did the unselfish thing. He kicked it back to Montague, who was all on his own, and he made no mistake.
Well, it was good work from the Dragons. First clear, concise passage of play for quite some time from either side. And Montague in space looked pretty good. He's worked hard for him.
Well, young Zimmer was composed too because he had 2 Kyneton players coming towards him. He was able to step around and get the ball to Montague.
So that's increased the lead for Sandhurst. They go to 7-5-47 to Kyneton 3-3-21. Back into the middle we go. It was tapped out by Harris, but Hosking butted up for the Dragons, sends it inside forward 50, looks for Maxted, who dived after the footy, slid after it, couldn't get it, goes to the back of the pack. Crozier, who's been pretty good now for the Tigers, will kick a long ball down the line looking for Preddy for the Tigers. Needs to keep his feet, loses it just at the last moment. Hurried kick was smothered by Nolte, and it'll go over the boundary line for a throw-in. A fresh live update in North Central quarter time. St Arnaud 2-2-14, lead Witchy Proof Narraport 2-1-13, and Wedderburn 2-7-19, lead Charlton 1-1-7. Sea Lake Nandali 3 goals straight 18. Birchip Watcham 3-3-21. Only one station, Bendigo's fresh, and here it is Sandhurst 47 leading Kyneton 21.
Balls across half forward now for the Tigers as they continue to press. Bartrop in the thick of things, couldn't get it out, hacked off the ground, went to the centre. Now a chance for the Tigers. Little bit of space. They turn. Good kick. Inside forward 50. Megan at the back. He was caught, couldn't take the mark. Chases it down after the crumb. Picks it up one way, then the other. Finds some space. Turns. Centering kick. Finds a teammate. Preddy's marked. 35 to 40 metres out on a slide angle. Great work, Reece Megan.
It was great work. He went up for the mark, wasn't able to take it, but he was first to recover on the ground, and he beat 3 Sandhurst opponents to get that ball back to Preddy.
It was like you going home on a Saturday, Norm. He went one way, then the other, then the other. And the kick
Is a shocker.
is, yeah, it's absolutely a shocker. And he managed a point, and not a very good looking point at that. So the Tigers go to 3-4-22. The Dragons are 7-5-47. And we've played just on 18 minutes of time in the second quarter.
Nelly of the Dragons puts it long off hands to Maxted. hugged the boundary line. It was a long ball with a wet, heavy footy, and it will be another ball in. So the Tigers doing a fair bit more attacking in this second term. They look a little bit more potent. They're still trailing on the scoreboard. A whistle on play. It might be a free kick given.
Yep.
Yeah, high contact in the lead up to the ruck contest.
Young'uns for the Tigers will send it to the hot spot. They'll set themselves. Unrealistic attempt by Dixon. Umpire let it go. Sharking the footy was Reeks. Megan put it on the left and banged it towards open goal face, but it went wide, and it will be a minor. So the Tigers now at 23-47 Sandhurst. We've gone 20 minutes second term.
Getting their chances, but not making the most of them. So the kick out for the Dragons by Tananelli goes long towards half-back. Can't find a teammate. Skinny Wharton. He roves it well. Throws it on the boot. Kicks it straight to half-forward. Cut off down there by the Tigers, though. Huntley, he's taken it and goes wide to the wing, out of side. Good mark. Here they come again. Kyneton inside forward 50. Wobbly ball. Numbers with the Dragons Arts. Worked over to Lee Coughlin. Coughlin throws it on the boot. Back in the direction of a teammate down there in Thornton. He can't take the mark. Leaves it for Skinny Wharton. Good pick-up. Wobbles it inside forward 50. Holmes the only one there for the Dragons. He can't beat three Tigers defenders, but they might have mucked it up. They've made hard work for themselves. 40 out from the Dragons' goal. Ball goes to ground. Players jumped on top of it, and the umpire's going to ball it up. They had the numbers to get out of trouble in the Tigers and just might have tried to do a little bit too much. So the umpire with the footy. Ball up. 40 metres out from the Dragons' goal. Another one will be no good for the Tigers. Nobody can get it effectively as the players work hard in greasy conditions. It's close to the boundary line. Eventually it's pushed over and out of bounds for another throw-in. Deep in the forward pocket for the Dragons. 7-5 Sandhurst, 3-5 Kyneton, closing on half-time at the showgrounds.
And lucky it did go out of bounds, Jock, because Bear Thornton had a goal and had a mark right on the edge of the goal square.
35 around from goal for the Dragons, who attack. Hockman will do the ruck work. He wins the tap to the front of the pack, looks for Skinny Wharton, couldn't find him. Offering support is Jake McLean, but it goes over the boundary line, and it'll be another ball in. Just thought they might have paid on the full then, but umpires having a chat to each other. Umpire Baxter gives it the all clear for another ball in. So exactly the same position, not far from the scoreboard, which reads 47 playing 23. Kyneton have felt like they've made inroads, certainly in general ground play, but not on the scoreboard since quarter time. Hosking in the ruck, uses his body, taps it to the front of the pack. Tigers hurried kick off the ground, up to the wing, couldn't pick it up. There was Gaff. It's halfway between centre wing and half forward now for the Dragons. Just a slippery footy. There's a sea of legs, arms, faces, shoulders, legs, whatever. And the umpire says, give it to me, I'm going to ball it up. 47 playing 23, ball up across half forward for Sandhurst.
Tell you what, Johnny, it's sometimes you go to the footy when the sun's out and you think, I wouldn't mind going out and having a kick again. But today I'm more than happy I've been retired for 100 years. The umpire's picked out a free kick, and it's going to go to the Tigers across half-back.
Manuel.
Yeah, used to have a car that was one of those. Kicks it long, inside forward 50. Plenty up. No one could take the mark. Ball goes to the deck. Players jump on top of it. Scenario we've seen plenty of times today, and the umpire will ball it up. 40 metres out from the Tigers' goal. Can they manufacture something out of this? Tipped up and kicked it goal. Gained an opportunity. That came from Manuel, and it's through for another minor score. Just can't find the big opening. The Tigers takes them to 3-6. The Dragons 7-5. 23 minutes gone, second term. Thanks to Breach Apparel.
Nally of the Dragons, it was a lucky kick. He found Hosking, hit him on the chest. He goes left. Oh, he's put his teammates under pressure. He's coughed it up. He's kicked it straight to the opposition in Bartrop. Bartrop, he's got a player on. Spots him up. It's Phillips. Phillips takes a chest mark. Then stands up. He's too far out to score. Good 70 metres out. He goes long. Oh, good body work. It was. It's a Tigers mark. Manuel. It's taken a grab. He got rid of Isaac Ruff very, very easy. Well, it wasn't easy. It was a good bit of body work, and now he'll line them up for goal.
And this is just reward to Manuel because he got the ball out in the open and was able to get it to Phillips and then got it back.
Manuel, he's standing a metre inside the 50-metre line. Now he sends on his way. Twirls the ball a little in his hands. He's a right footer. He's kicked a goal. Tigers, they needed that. Very good bit of body work and a good goal to boot. Live score sponsor, Bendigo Bulk Carpets. Kyneton now go to 4-6-30. They trail 7-5-47. 25 gone, second term here at the Kyneton Showgrounds.
And that was interesting, that passage of play, because Manuel had the ball in the centre half forward. He got it out into the open to Phillips, who then got it back to Manuel, and they both had a hand in it, and he's the first multiple goal scorer of the day. That's his second.
Absolutely. So that keeps the Tigers well and truly in the hunt. The rain's gone for the moment, and the conditions here actually not too bad. But it is cold and it is slippery. Ball up, centre of the ground, dead heat, and again Hosking threw it on the boot. Gained a bit of meterage for the Dragons, but the Tigers will bring it straight back towards the wing, out of side. Good gather down there, taken for them by Nolte. Nolte turns, goes into the pocket, wanted Megan on a lead, just couldn't get to it, and the ball goes over the line and out of bounds for a throw-in. In fact, it wasn't Megan, it was Manuel again. So the Tigers got the ball at half forward again, just on forward 50 to be thrown back into play. If they could manufacture two in a row, it would really give them a lift before the half-time break. From the throw-in, Bartrop, kick, smothered, picked up and tried again by Youngans. Goes to the point of the square. Nobody can take it effectively. Manuel just couldn't pick it up. Just had a split second, couldn't get it. He might have been pushed through for a minor score with the footy.
No, there's going to be a ball up, Jock.
Going to be a ball up. Well, right in the goal square.
Line.
Yep, right between the big sticks. So there's the ball up. You'd think, yes, you'd think Hosking would thump it through for a minor score, and that's what he does.
Yeah, too much experience there for the Kyneton ruckman there.
So the Tigers 4-7, the Dragons 7-5, 26 and a half gone second term. That is a live score, thanks to sponsor Variety Superstore Strath Village.
Free for the Dragons, plays on from full back. He got into trouble. He touched the ball on the ground, but they've got the safety numbers. Hosking lifted an elbow.
Yes.
He had the footy. It was one of those ones where he tried to fend off, but you just can't do it, and he chinned the opposition player in Wallace. So Wallace will have a free kick 40 out from goal. Gives it off by hand. It'll be a long ball. It'll go wide, and it'll be a minor one. So just a little chance going begging there for the Tigers. They go to 4-8-32. They trail 7-5-47. 27 gone, second term. Only one station. Bendigo's fresh.
Yeah, Kyneton certainly had plenty of opportunities this quarter. That's 2 goals, 8 to 2 goals. And Sandhurst seemed to do better getting out of defence from a kick-in.
So the Dragons bring it back into play through James Coughlin. Clears defensive 50 to a wall of players. Hard for anybody to get it out of there. The kick out of congestion favours the Dragons. Goes to the wing, out of side. Nobody can keep it in. The ball goes over the line and out of bounds for another throw-in. So if the first quarter's anything to go by normally, we might still have a couple of minutes to go in this term. And one more goal either way would be huge. From the throw-in, Hosking won it down. Couldn't put anyone on the end of it. It's just outside forward, 50 for the Tigers. Kick off the ground, favours them, but they can't find a teammate. Under the pump, Nelly threw it on the boot. Ricocheted off a Kyneton player, went over the line and out of bounds. It'll be thrown in just outside forward, 50. Still across half forward for the Tigers. Have really worked hard to push up in their second term, but just have probably let themselves down with some wayward kicking at times. From the throw-in, at the back, chance for the Dragons to clear. Hurriedly kicked into the centre of the ground. No one could take it effectively. Tigers, numbers at the back. Can they make use of it? They can't. Alex Wharton on hands and knees, holds them up, gets it out with a hand pass, finds a teammate towards half forward. Chance here, now for the Dragons. Close closing on half-time. Kick, well chopped off in defence. I think, is that Harrison Huntley again?
Yes.
He's kicked it and played on long inside forward 50 off the pack. Ball spills at the back. Megan picks it up. Good tackle, but he got it out. Found Nolte, throws it on the boot and just pushes it wide. And another opportunity for the Tigers goes begging. Tell you what, Megan was up and gone except for a very good tackle. And Nolte picked up the crumb and just couldn't bend it around his body. So, a wobbly kick from the free from the Dragons, and Nolte has taken the mark. Just on forward 50, Angus Nolte. SOG, no doubt about that, son of a gun. And he'll line up, don't know, what's the distance, do you reckon? Bit far?
Oh, wet heavy ball.
So, now, plays on. Runs around the player on the mark, gains 5 metres, goes for home, and would you believe he's hit the post? Oh, I tell you, almost. Very good play. The margin remains at 14 points in favour of the Dragons. 4-9 plays 7-5 as the Dragons bring it back into play.
The kick was from Maxted, who kicked it in from full-back. You don't often see him there. Paul Pratt, he gives it quickly to... a kick off the ground, in fact. It was a soccer ball. Getting involved also for the Tigers was McGee. Now, ball is won by Hosking, the big ruckman, bangs it on the boot quickly on the left into the middle of the Kyneton Showgrounds. They'll tap it forward, the Tigers. On the end of it is Phillips. He'll go back inboard. They're sharing it around, probably over possession. They'll lose it. Noah Walsh overran the footy for the Dragons and converge on the ball. Umpire let it go. Now it's a hurried kick out of the pack by the Tigers. Inside forward 50. Manuel. He overran the footy. Probably got a little push as well. Umpire let it go. Still 50 out from goal. Offering support there was Megan. Megan, short pass into the pocket. Looking for a teammate in Wallace. Couldn't find him. 30 out from goal. The ball wins the boundary line and we'll have a throw in. 30 around from the goals at the town end. 33 Kyneton. They trail Sandhurst 47. Only one station. Bendigo's fresh.
Throw in deep in the Tigers' forward pocket. Up they go. Dead heat in the ruck. Ball goes to the front. Pack develops. Plenty around it. They all try to get a handle on the footy. No one can get it out. The umpire will ball it up. 40 metres out from the Tigers' goal. What have they kicked normally this quarter, the Tigers?
2 goals 9.
2-9 this quarter. Unbelievable. From the throw-in, it's worked back over the boundary line and it'll be thrown back into play again. Still about 40 metres out from the Tigers' goal. Closing on half-time. Time clock shows 31 gone, second term. Maybe one more chance for the Tigers. If they're able to take it, up they go. They win the tap down. Closing, kick off the ground. In towards goal. Nobody home except Ireland for the Dragons. He picks it up and just steps through. And again, a minus score for the Tigers. 2-10 for the term. Dragons kick out was wobbly and shaky, and they haven't gained a lot of ground. It's only about 35 metres out. Now the Dragons get a kick out of the defensive 50. Chance for Paul Pratt. Long hand pass taken by Holmes. Runs onto it. Goes long. There's nobody home for them. Up inside forward 50. Tigers should be able to get out of danger here. They can. Long kick down the wing. Out of side. Half-time at the showgrounds in a very entertaining game of footy. And at the long break, it's the Dragons. 7-5-47, leading the Tigers. 4-10-34. That live score sponsor, Bendigo Bulk Carpets.
Let's go around the grounds for a fresh live update. The storm about, you can hear it in the microphone, the effects microphone. For the start of the second half, here's Jock Clark.
Yeah, huge quarter this for the Tigers because the Dragons have got the scoring end and they've got to be in touch at three-quarter time. Straight away from the bounce, it's the Dragons out of the middle, long kick, floats inside forward 50. They come out and meet the ball on the half volley, goes over the line and out of bounds for a throw-in. Already inside forward 50, the Dragons throw-in 40 metres around from the behind post. The Tigers last term, Normie added what, 2-11?
2-10, they had a drop
2-10
to
with
2
the breeze.
straight. Yeah, to 2
So
straight.
How will the Dragons go with it this time? From the throw-in, Bartrop took it, tried to throw it on the boot, was tackled, but the Tigers do get out of trouble. Kick to the centre of the ground. Nobody could pick it up effectively. It's tough to find a clear, clean possession in conditions like this. It's worked back towards the forward 50 for the Dragons, close to the boundary line. Nobody can get it effectively. They all go in. Is it pushed over the line, or is the umpire going to ball it up? I think he's going to ball it up just inside the boundary line, just outside forward 50, across half forward for Sandhurst early in this third term.
And Sandhurst, they are kicking to the end, which seems to have the advantage in this game, which is the town, the city end, as the wind seems to pick up just in front of us here. Tough conditions. Sandhurst will be looking to extend this lead. They're 70 out from goal, out of side. Umpire will throw it in. It's Hosking against Harris. Hosking used his body. Harris won the tap though, but then Hosking was too good. Ground level, picked it up, gave it by hand to Noah Walsh of the Dragons. Hands and knees, feeds it out. Gives it to Wharton, Alex Wharton. He kicks it inside forward 50 shallow. At the end of one was Montague. Montague around the body on the left. He sent it in the direction of Maxted. Bounces at the back of the pack. Joel Wharton almost ran onto a football that was just sitting there ready to be taken, but didn't, and then it went out of bounds hard up against the point post. 13-point margin here. Sandhurst lead. 2 minutes gone into the third term.
So dangerous inside forward 50, Skinny Wharton. He really reads the play very, very well indeed. Throw in deep in the forward pocket for the Dragons. Up they go. Bear Thornton won it to the front, couldn't put a teammate on the end of it. Lee Coughlin picks up the footy, then they've got him. He's lost it in a contest, picked up by Crozier for the Tigers. Clearing kick. And in fact, it has been pushed over the line and out of bounds for throw-in. Again, just inside forward 50 for the Dragons. Earning his money this afternoon at boundary umpire Normie. There's the throw-in. Up they go. Oh, Hosking misjudged it completely. It was Darcy Harris who got it down. Couldn't find a teammate. Bartrop works hard over the footy. Can't get it out. And the umpire comes in again to ball it up. Centre half forward for the Hurst. Up they go. Going through was Harris. Got a hand to it. Couldn't find a teammate. Though, chance for the Dragons. They couldn't take it. Big Hosking in there for the Dragons. He couldn't pick up a clean possession either. Kick off the ground. Favours the Tigers back to the centre. But the Dragons pick it up and go back inside forward 50. Another half volley out of the air. Favours the Tigers. They get it back to the centre of the ground. Running play. Kick towards half forward. Picked up by Manuel. Spins on a sixpence. Fires at goal. And kicks another behind. That's 11 straight behinds that the Tigers have now kicked. Unbelievable.
Yes, they've certainly lost their radar in the second half of that second quarter and the start of this third quarter.
You'd hate to be out in the desert lost with them at the moment, wouldn't you? So 4-11, Kyneton, 7-5, Sandhurst, 3.5 minutes gone, third term.
Ball is rebounding back into Kyneton's forward line now after the kick-in from the Dragons. Ireland there picks it up, gives it to Wilkinson. This is Jake Wilkinson of the Dragons, but didn't really look. He kicked it straight to the Tigers in Driscoll. Driscoll takes, well, he dropped the footy he should have taken, then he managed somehow on his back to get the ball to boot. And a whistle on play. It might be a free kick going Tigers' way.
Well, been a 50 too.
Yeah, or the player with the footy is McGee. McGee, short kick. It was ineffective. In fact, it was smothered, come off hands. And 30 out from goal. We'll have another ball up. So it's a 12-point margin. Sandhurst lead. They're kicking to what we think is the scoring end, the city end, but it's parked down the opposite end. Up they go. Hosking taps it in the direction of Lee Coughlin, been relatively quiet this afternoon. Bangs it on the boot. It was a poor kick. Gave it to Driscoll of the Tigers. He'll send it forward. Up they go. Good strong mark. And it's Nelly who's taken it for the Dragons.
Yeah, Johns just couldn't keep his feet, so the Dragons will rebound from half-back towards Thornton. Have a look at that two of them. They sandwiched him. Still got a punch away. Inside forward 50. Chance for Zimmer. Zimmer got it out to Skinny Wharton, picked it up. He's collared, caught with a football. Umpire said no prior opportunity, ball up, right on forward 50 for the Hurst. And I reckon there's about 30 players all just following the football. It's absolute congestion. From the kick-off, chance down there for the Tigers. After it was Mitchell Johns, couldn't pick it up. Kick off the ground, back in the direction of the Dragons. And again, it goes over the line and out of bounds. It's a fair bit of soccer work going on, Normie.
Yes, nobody wanted to pick that ball up. They just wanted to keep it going their own way.
And it's gone over the line and out of bounds for another throw-in. Still across forward 50 for the Sandhurst Dragons. They haven't scored yet so far in this third term. The Tigers have added one behind 1 point, and we've played just on 6 minutes of time.
So it's the Dragons. They lead by 12. Whereas across half forward for the Dragons. Blair Holmes wins the footy, then bangs it on the boot, sends it inside forward 50. Zimmer is there, overran the footy, then he was good enough to pick it up. A little give back to Lee Coughlin. It was an awkward ball. He probably just toe poked it in the direction of Thornton. Thornton then shoveled it out further afield. Oh, Joel Wharton held without the footy. And in fact, he's going to played it the other way. I must have saw the repercussions of what was going on. So Safstrom gets a free kick for the Tigers. Deep in the back pocket. Long ball. He'll kick it beyond 50. They'll set themselves. Dixon got his hands on it. Back of the pack was Ireland. Picks it up for the Dragons. Sends it inside to the hot spot. Ball bouncing. It's a foot race now. Zimmer will get there first. Picks it up cleanly. He'll come inboard. He's got players lining up. One of them is Jake McLean. He had to go beyond 50 in order to spot up that player. McLean plays on quickly again. He goes and hits the top of the pack. No clear winner. Thornton is there. Oh, good hard work, Tigers. Picked up by, it was Crozier. Bangs it on the boot and he's kicked it straight to a Dragons player, and the man that's taken the footy is Lockie Hood.
So Hood's got it outside forward 50. Drives the Dragons back in towards the goals. Off hands. Empire, in fact, umpire's picked out a free kick. It's going to go to the Tigers' last line of defence. The player down here, I think, will be Driscoll to take it next to the behind post. So the Tigers defending stoutly at the moment. Now Driscoll gets a bit of space, so plays on, runs his measure, goes to half-back, plenty up, no one could take it. Comes off hands over the line, out of bounds for yet another throw-in on the outer side of the ground between half-forward for Sandhurst and the wing.
That's about the first time for the game that I've seen Kyneton be able to have a run from out of defence from a kick-in.
Rain starts to come down again, Jock. Have you noticed how many catches I've taken this afternoon? Papers flying everywhere from
I know. I was going to put the wicket-keeping gloves on for you.
Well, I haven't dropped one yet. As the ball spills into the middle, it might be a free kick to the Dragons. It is for a throw, incorrect disposal. Lee Coughlin, since I said he's been quiet, he's had about 5 possessions. Now he goes inside forward 50. It's shallow. Hits the pack. Thornton did well. Hit it hard. Soccering off the ground. Tigers defending well. Jake McLean of the Dragons will tap it in front of himself towards the boundary line, 30 out from the goal, and puts it over, and we'll have another ball in. So it's a 12-point margin. We've gone 9 minutes. Only one station. Bendigo's fresh.
The ball's actually camped inside forward 50 for the Dragons the last few minutes, and it spells danger for the Tigers. They're within a couple of kicks, but they wouldn't want the Dragons to get another, especially in wet conditions. Good work out of defence, the Tigers, towards half-back. Chance down there for Pretty to mark. He can't. Makes a contest. Ball's close to the boundary line. Pushed over again and out of bounds for another throw-in. Still across half-forward for the Dragons. And players attempt to go back to their positions, but there's still plenty around the contest. Shallow throw in. Dixon's there. Hosking's there. Dead heat. Chance for the Tigers. Can they keep it in? They can't. It was picked up by Phillips, but the boundary line too close. It's over, and it'll be thrown in again. Good spot this, Johnny. Right in front of us.
Yeah, you better keep it, Jock.
Absolutely. So Harris and Hosking over the back. Chance for the Tigers. Picked up by them for them down there by Youngans. His kick into the centre of the ground. Rebounds quickly though for the Dragons. Back to half forward. There's a free kick. Dragons player got pushed. Wastes no time. From outside 50. Goes to the hot spot. Crunch. Nobody can pick it up. Kicked off the ground by Montague. But it's through for a minor score. Good scrambling defence down there too by Fisher for the Tigers. Made sure that went through for a minor score to the Dragons instead of a goal. So Sandhurst go to 7-6-48. That is live score sponsor, Breach Apparel Bendigo. The Tigers 4-11-35, 10 minutes gone, third term.
Driscoll kicks it in for the Tigers. He kicked it beyond 50. It was a long ball. Hurried kick out of the pack by Ireland of the Dragons. Sends it towards the boundary line. And they all tumble over and it'll be a ball in. Up in the back of the truck here. Third quarter sponsor, by the way, is Eve Transport in Kyneton. Thanks to Ash and the team, keeping us nice and dry. Not so warm, but definitely dry here at the showgrounds. Been following the Tigers for a long time, Ash and the team. So the Tigers are not out of this by a long way. It's only a 13-point margin. It's a long ball beyond 50. Pretty takes a mark.
Good mark.
On the wing for the Tigers. Looks down the line. Short pass. Didn't really gain a lot of meterage. Finds Gaff. Gaff kicks it to half forward. Hurried kick off the pack there by Bobby McGee. His name would be Bobby, wouldn't it? It's Bailey, in fact. As the Dragons, Ireland soccers it off the ground. Dangerous ball. Oh, he's opened up a corridor here for the Tigers. Going one way, then the next was Phillips. He went round the body, didn't quite make the distance. We're only metres out from goal. Spews towards the boundary line. Wharton dives in after it as well. Umpire let it go. Hurried kick out of the pack. It was a good bit of work there by Free and Walsh offering support of the Dragons. Still in this, the Tigers receiving a handball is Compton. He goes to the pack, front of the square, comes off hands and goes through for just a minor score. Little bit of an opportunity just went missing then. Kyneton go to 36. They trail 48. 12 and a half minutes gone. Third term.
Things are looking better in this third quarter for Kyneton than they were in the first, because at least they're able to get the ball into their forward 50.
Well, there's 12 minutes gone in this third term. Sandhurst have got the scoring end. They haven't kicked a goal yet. Everybody down the one half of the ground chasing a kick. Chance for the Tigers. They've got it at half forward. Long kick. Inside forward 50. Preddy makes a contest. Couldn't take the mark. At ground level, it's the Dragons with the crummers. They run away with it. Kobe Maxted the target. Centre of the ground. Couldn't take it. Got it on the bounce. Wants support. Gets it. Little kick is clever. Sandhurst mark at half forward. They waste no time. Holmes is clear. Inside forward 50. Couldn't take the mark. Has to get around his opponent. Throws it on the boot. Gets it up towards the goal square. Nobody could take the mark. Tiger clearing kick. Sliding in and taking a good gutsy mark down there. For the Tigers was Young'uns. So he's got it just inside defensive 50. Young'uns goes down the wing, grandstand side. Preddy comes out, read it like an open book, marked on his chest. Big fella turns, goes long, up towards half forward. Nobody could take the mark. Good contest. Ball hits the deck. They pile in on top, and the umpire will ball it up just outside forward 50. Tigers a chance again. I can't believe the Tigers have now kicked 12 consecutive behinds.
Well, they have, Jock, and
I know
they lead this quarter by 1 point.
So there's the ball up. Forward 50 for the Tigers. Another opportunity in their scoring zone. Nobody's going to get it out of there. It's an absolute Greco-Roman wrestling match, Normie.
It is, Jock.
And the umpire's going to ball it up.
Neither side can gain an advantage.
You'll be looking forward to that event at the Commonwealth Games, won't you? The Greco-Roman wrestling.
We're across half forward for the Tigers. Can they get a major on the board? They had a series of minor scores. A lot have been rushed, in fairness. There haven't been a lot of set kicks that have been missed. It's a hurried kick by Montague of the Dragons. Overrunning the footy was Zimmer, but offering support was Alex Wharton. There's nobody in the forward 50. He has to kick at 60. Bouncing footy. It's all Tigers, though. They've got the numbers. They're deep in the defensive zone. Picking it up there nicely was Zera. He kicks it to a teammate. Finds him. Now,
Blair Holmes would have been happy after that chase.
Yeah. Well, the goals were open. There was no one beyond the centre, was there? That was Lewis Thompson. He goes to the outer side wing.
Mark.
Good, strong mark.
Dixon.
It's Dixon. Dixon with the footy. He'll go down the line. 50-metre ball. Comes off hands at the back of the pack. Did well, James Coughlin. Put it on the boot. but tumbles along the line. Still, it's in play. Alex Wharton. This is an awkward kick. Kicks it back to Guy Dixon of the Tigers. He'll send it back the other way in the direction of Manuel, who takes a strong mark. And he's probably within distance. He might stand at 50, but the rain is really coming down now.
Well, he's shown he's got a good leg. You'd nearly have to go back and have a crack.
Well, he's kicking well into a pretty stiff breeze. You can see the rain. It's not quite at right angles, but it's definitely slanting into his face. So he's kicking straight into this wind. Let's see what he can do with the footy. Manuel. Long, high ball. He got onto it. It's wide. It won't be a goal. It'll be another minor scored. So Kyneton creep to 4-13, 37 to 7-6, 48 Sandhurst. 16 minutes gone. Third quarter sponsor, Ash and the team at Eve Transport in Kyneton.
Tell you what, though, he got the distance comfortably, Manuel, with that last kick. Meanwhile, the ball's worked up towards half forward for the Dragons. Holmes is on his hands and knees, spends a lot of time down there hunting the football, can't get it out. Big pack develops on top of him. The umpire comes in to ball it up. So ball up between centre and half forward for the Dragons. What have we played, boys? 16 and a bit minutes in the third term. We've only had, we haven't had a goal yet, have we?
No, we've had 4 points for the quarter.
4 points for the quarter. So from the ball up, eventually it's one out by the Tigers from Nolte. Good kid. He goes long to half forward. Found a teammate. So the Tigers...
No, free kick to Sandhurst for a hold.
Righto. Couldn't see that pocket. Can't see. I'm flat out seeing the scoreboard a little under player, and the scoreboard's lit up. Long kick down the wing, out of side. Tigers, though, their defence has been good this afternoon. They work it down to the wing where it comes off hands and goes out of bounds to be thrown back into play.
Yes, the next 13 minutes will be crucial for this game of football. If Kyneton can hold Sandhurst and go in at only a couple of goals down, they're a real big opportunity to have a win in the last quarter.
So a bit going on off the ball. Umpire's letting it go. Ireland getting involved. He tries to soccer the ball out of the air. It's Paul Pratt as well. Maxted's involved. Still at ground level Tigers. A hurried kick out of the packet, smothered. Now it'll come back the other way. Picked up quickly by Wharton. Kicks it in the direction of big Matty Thornton. Offering support was Blair Holmes. Blair Holmes, there was a little bit of a soap ball, just slipped off his boot, but he's strong in the tackle as well. He chased after his own ball. Halfway between the wing and half forward for the Dragons. In fact, it might be a free kick. Picked out for Muir. Muir will go laterally. He picks out a teammate in Crozier, who's been pretty good this afternoon. In fact, it might come back the other way. It will. Just fumbling footy, wet, hard conditions. Tigers will maintain possession. They've worked it. They're in the back pocket
Good
now.
work.
Finds a teammate in the opposite back pocket. Short pass. Now they're away, the Tigers. It'll be a long ball by Dixon. Finds a teammate, spots him up on the true centre wing is Cameron Wallace.
Good transition footy, Tigers. Wallace has got it on the wing. Pops up a little pass. Teammates good enough to take it. So they'll go inside forward 50. Came from Young'uns. He's been busy in the third term. Goes long. It's about 30 metres out from the Tigers' goal. Plenty around the contest. Who can pump it out? Chance for the Tigers. Player couldn't keep his feet. Goes to ground. Umpire's picked out a free kick.
Yeah, one of those
Going to go to
sliding
Sandhurst.
trip.
Sliding trip, is it?
Yep.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, the bloke slid in and tripped the opposition.
Righto. So it's a free kick in the back pocket to the Dragons. They bring it down the wing, grandstand side. Ball comes off hands over the line and out of bounds for a throw-in.
Yeah, that's something Kyneton's done better this quarter. There's been no easy possession for a Sandhurst player. Every time they're going for the ball, they've got an opponent right on their shoulder.
So the ball's thrown back into play on the wing. Dixon in front. Good tap down. Can he find a teammate? Chasing after it, Coughlin. Couldn't get it. Kick off the ground. Favours the Tigers. Inside forward 50. Opportunity. Clever little kick pack's okay. Mark's taken.
Muir. He'd have to be a son of a gun, wouldn't he?
Hand passes off quickly to McGee, who turns, fires at goal, won't make the distance, right on the goal line for the Tigers. Plenty of numbers in there. It's a desperate contest. Who can push it out? And in fact, I think the Dragons' defence might have pushed it
over the line.
No, was it a point?
No,
just the wrong side of the post.
Over the line for a throw-in.
Throw-in right next to the behind post. Deep in attack for the Tigers. They trail at the moment by 2 goals, and we've played 20 minutes of time in this, the third quarter.
Another point.
Yeah, well, Harris, he just won the ball out of the contest, put it on the boot, and it went through for a minor score. So it's 38 playing 48. It's a 10-point margin. Tigers pressing, doing well. They're getting into that forward 50.
They're not going to get there in points, are they?
No. Now, Max said doing the kicking in again, I reckon, there for the Dragons, but he's kicked it straight to the opposition in the Tigers to Driscoll. Driscoll's been pretty good. Short pass. Spots up a teammate. They'll go long now. It's Manuel inside forward 50. Megan tries to collect the ball against the boundary line. They're screaming to the umpire.
He's got a free kick
for 1-2-I.
Yep.
Now he stands, he's right on the boundary line. In fact, the free kick was given, it looks like, to Johns, Mitchell Johns, number 25, came into the side this afternoon. He's hard up against the boundary line. It's 20 metres at most. He's looking to come inboard.
Couldn't be a tougher spot to kick for goal on the ground,
Wet, heavy ball. It will go across the face of goal, went from one side to the other, comes off hands, and it now will be a throw-in. So, Dragons are under pressure here. Tigers attacking. They'll just love to get one on the board. You feel that they need it just to give that momentum. It was a shallow throw in by the boundary umpire. Tired arms. We'll have to do it all again.
Well, he'd be tired, wouldn't he? I reckon he's thrown it in 50 times today.
It's 10-point margin. We're at the teeth of goal for Kyneton. They've been attacking for the most of this quarter. In it, Harris, in the contest. Ball ping-pongs around, eventually goes to the other pocket. So we've gone from one pocket to the other and back again for another ball in.
Yes, Kyneton not getting any reward, but they're not letting the ball out of their forward line.
Righto. Let's see if we can get it out of there, Jock. In the back pocket. I'll do my best work for you. Here we go. Hosking versus Harris. Hosking, front possession. Couldn't win it. Wet, heavy, greasy ball. Tigers picked up nicely through Driscoll. He's getting involved. We're still 35 out from goal. Still at ground level. No clean possession. It's in amongst legs, knees, hands as the ball further afield, just inches its way towards the defensive 50 for Sandhurst, and we'll have another ball in. So it's a 10-point margin. Sandhurst hang on to this lead. 23 minutes gone, third term. Third quarter sponsor, Eve Transport, Ash and the team in Kyneton.
Players going up and down into one spot at the moment. It's pretty tough on them. Very physical in conditions like this. Umpires pulled out another ball up. It'll take place right on forward 50 for the Tigers. Tigers have camped in their forward zone for the last 4 or 5 minutes, boys, but they just can't get any reward for it. A Tigers player dances through the pack, got tackled, lost it. Dragons pick up the rebounding football and go long towards half forward. Nobody home, bouncing ball. It's going to go over the line and out of bounds. Umpire said deliberate. Tigers free kick at half back out of side.
Yeah, Montague a bit unlucky there. The ball slewed off the side of the boot and then skidded along the ground. There was nobody in the forward 50.
Well, fair enough. Whatever you think. Free kick from the Tigers. Goes back to half forward. Plenty up in the contest for the mark. Nobody can pull it down. And the umpire comes in and will ball it up again. Between wing and half forward for Kyneton. Outer side of the ground. Margin, just a couple of kicks. 24 minutes gone. Third term. And even with the lights on, still pretty dark here at the Kyneton Showgrounds. From the ball up. Plenty around the contest, hunting for a possession. Can't get it out, and the umpire forced to ball it up again. Tell you what, he's going to need his... he's going to
sore arm by the end of the day, yes.
A massage on his shoulders, won't he? The umpire, for the number of ball-ups. And there's another one, dead heat. Who can pick it up? Rain just steadily falling at the moment, making it even tougher for the players. Kicked off the ground towards the boundary line. Won by the Tigers. Back inside forward 50. Backing back, taking a good mark in defence. Is that Ireland?
Yes.
Yeah, I've been watching him for the last 5 minutes. He's just been moving between players to create that loose man.
So he goes back towards the wing, out of sight of the ground. Plenty up. Don't know why. There hasn't been a mark, or not many, taken today in a contest. There's the kick forward again by the Tigers towards the half-forward line. Can't find a target. It's on the ground. Chance for them again. Towards forward 50. Loose ball. Kicked off the ground by the defence of the Dragons towards Zimmer in the centre. He couldn't take it. Chance for the Tigers. Phillips has got it. His kick was smothered. Went nowhere. Still a chance for a Tigers player. Dragged down in a tackle. Loose ball. Picked up. Shot at goal for Kyneton. Hasn't even got a point that time. It's out of bounds. Is it? Out of bounds?
Out of bounds.
Yeah, another lost opportunity there. He had plenty of time to settle, but he just threw the ball on the boot.
Who was that? Was that McGee?
Number 32, yes. Bailey McGee.
Struggling to see them at the moment. Very gloomy picture. But it's pretty... it's still a tense, tough game, isn't it?
Ireland kicks it now for the Dragons. Kicks it in the direction of Noah Walsh. Noah Walsh at the bottom of the pack for the Dragons. Might get a free kick. He steps up. No, umpire Baxter says, I'm going to throw it up. So attacking the Tigers. Not only are they conceding points, the Dragons, there's been a lot that's gone out of bounds right next to the point post. There's another whistle across half forward by umpire Baxter. Scoreboard, it's a 10-point margin. Kyneton done a lot of attacking in this third term. Up they go. Hosking taps it to a teammate in Hood. Hood bangs it on the boot. It's a poor kick. Probably should have marked that one. Was Comden of the Tigers. Comes inboard into the middle. Blair Holmes defensive work. Did well. Picked up by the Tigers by Comden. It's an awkward ball. Didn't go the required distance. Preddy argues for a kick. In fact, has given one away. Might have been for too high. And it's now with the Dragons. A long kick. Looking for Maxhead. Big punch from the rear by the Tigers, but it went straight to Walsh of the Dragons. He kicked it down the line, right in front of us, 51 metres from goal for the Dragons. We'll have a ball in 10-point margin. Third quarter sponsor, Eve Transport in Kyneton.
Good work, Johnny. So now a chance for the Dragons. Haven't been up inside their forward 50 for a little while. And the boundary umpire's about to throw it back into play. Just inside the forward 50. So the rolling pack comes down Sandhurst's end now to clog it up and make it tough to get a possession. Boundary umpire throws it back into play. Dixon over the top, might have got first hands to it, finds a teammate who's immediately locked up in a tackle by Alex Wharton, and the umpire will ball it up again. Umpire Norton balls it up. Up they go. Dixon hasn't done a bad job this afternoon, but it's taken by Hood, feeds it out. Chance for a teammate down there, and Billy Robertson kicks it off the deck, just inside forward 50 for the Dragons. Player out in front, can't pick it up. Tigers a chance now, out of defence, wobbly old kick towards the centre of the ground, taken by Nolte, throws it on the boot, squirts out towards the wing, finds a teammate. They go up towards half forward Kyneton, nobody can take the mark, thumped away by the Dragons defence, back to the wing, over the line, out of bounds for a scenario we've played out many times this afternoon. Throw in on the wing, out of side. It is still a 2-goal ball game, closing on three-quarter time. The visiting Dragons in front of the Kyneton Tigers.
Dixon, he went in the ruck for the Tigers, but they all missed it. Ball slews again in towards the middle. Another soccer off the ground by the Tigers to put it inside forward 50. Have they got another chance? They're approaching 30 minutes here at the showgrounds. Manuel trying to weave his way through, in fact force his way through, and can't.
It was a good pick-up, but he just got tackled.
Alex Wharton did well for the Dragons and tied him all up. So 35 out, directly in front. Tigers attack to the end that's against this pretty strong breeze. Siren sounds. So it's three-quarter time, and it's Kyneton. They are 4-14-38. They trail 7-6-48 here at the showgrounds. We're going around the grounds for a fresh live update. It's the Storm, they are a performer. So it's three-quarter time here. We've got half an hour to go to see who wins this big game here down at the showgrounds. It's Kyneton 4-14-38, Sandhurst 7-6-48 for the final term. Here's Jock Clark.
So the ball up, centre of the ground, up goes Big Hosking for the Dragons, got a hand to it, but it fell at his feet. Who can get it out? They all dive in, and again, whoa, just for a change, we're going to have a ball up to start almost the last quarter. This will be a case, I reckon, the winner, the side that gutses it out, that finds something extra. Ball up, centre of the ground, Tigers. First clearance up towards half forward. In the road, though, it's taken by Nelly for the Dragons. High kick, back to half forward. No one could take the mark. Holmes in there, works hard, can't get it out. Umpire will ball it up. Still virtually in the centre of the ground. So we've got a 2-goal deficit in favour of the Dragons and a quarter to play. Dragons at home and coming in the last quarter towards what's been all day the scoring end. Ball up, centre of the ground, working hard down there was Bartrop. Can he get it out? He can't. On his hands and knees, squirts out of the pack. Chance for the Tigers. Hurried kick up towards half forward. Bouncing ball, Ireland takes it. Oh, sold it out to a teammate. Wilkinson got him under a bus. He can't take it. Kick off the ground by Preddy. Inside forward, 50 for the Tigers. Out comes Manuel. Can't pick it up, went without it. Then they came and got him. Loose ball, can't be taken clearly by anybody. Umpire's going to ball it up 30 metres out from the Tigers' goal. So one here early for the home side, Kyneton, would be enormous. Preddy takes it out of the ruck, threw it on the boot. Chance down there for Megan. Got it, got through some traffic. He's turned, and from 20 metres out, he's kicked a goal. First goal of the last term, and the Tigers, well, let's put the cat amongst the pigeons, boys. So the Tigers go to 5-14-44, the Dragons 7-6-48, and there's just 2 minutes gone in this, the final term. That's a live score thanks to Bendigo Bulk Carpets.
Yes, that was good work by Preddy then. He got the ball, he quickly got it onto the boot, got it to the top of the square. Manuel, a lovely tap on to Reece Megan, and Reece Megan made no mistake with his snap.
He just backed himself, Megan, didn't he?
He did, yes.
Took him on, got around, put it through. Tigers, huge chance.
It was what they needed. That goal they've been searching for. In the middle again, Harris, he taps it along the ground, but socket off the ground by Rhodey. It's ping-ponging left, right and centre. Works its way now for the Tigers to half forward. Picked up beautifully by Bartrop. Sends it inside forward 50, and it's a mark taken by the Tigers again.
That was the pickup.
Wowee.
Lovely one-handed pickup on the run there by Bartrop.
Here comes the Tigers. Megan, he kicked the last one, didn't he, in the last 30 seconds or so?
Yes.
So for his second to the city end, the Tigers will take the lead. Probably, you'll correct me if I'm wrong, for the first time in the afternoon, Norm.
That's right.
I can't remember them being in front. They're kicking to the scoring end. Megan. The crowd will go 8 droppings here if he puts it through, and he misses. Poor miss. He probably took too much time, I think. In the end, he overthought it and put it through for a little one. So it's now 5-14-45 to 7-6-48. The last quarter sponsor, Eve Transport in Kyneton, thanks to Ash and the team.
3-point ball game. So the Dragons to bring it back into play through Wilkinson. Clears defence of 50. Coming in, it's thumped away by Darcy Harris over the boundary line and out of bounds for a throw-in just outside the Tigers' forward 50-metre arc.
Yeah, the battle between Harris and Hosking in this last quarter is going to be crucial. Which ruckman can give his ground ball players the best use will determine the win.
There's the throw-in. Dead heat would be the call in that one. Inside forward 50 for the Tigers. Umpire's picked out a free kick. It's going to go to the Dragons. Last line be taken by Noah Walsh. He goes to the wing, out of sight of the ground, plenty up. No one could take the mark.
Yes, they did.
Yes, they did. Who was that?
That was Ryan Preddy.
Preddy, good, no? No, he's down there. He couldn't kick it and mark it. You'll pick it up in a moment, Norm, I'm sure. Meanwhile, it's within 20 metres of the Tigers' goal. Megan after it again. Can't drag it in as it rolls away from him and through for another behind.
Yeah, Captain Harrison Huntley. It was a good mark in the pack.
Well, it was a good mark and it gave them an opportunity, but again, they couldn't find the goals. So Wilkinson to bring it back into play again for the Dragons.
He kicks it long beyond 50. They'll set themselves. Roadie, big punch from behind. Max Ted, he socketed off the ground. It was smothered. So the Tigers spills in the direction of Pretty. Overran the footy. And it will be a ball in, 40 out from goal. It's 2-point margin. The Tigers trail. 5 minutes gone. Final term. It's propped in their forward 50. They've had the majority of the play for the last 15, 20, 25 minutes, in fact. It feels that way anyway. That's a hurried kick from the throw-in. Ireland lumbering after the ball. Oh, picked it up, the Tigers. Megan, he's going to find space. He gets on the left. He puts it towards goal and he puts it through. Tigers in front. It had to happen. The Tigers, well, they've pressed and they have pressed. That's his third. Live score sponsor, Breach Apparel in Bendigo. The score now is 7-6, 48 the Dragons. They trail Kyneton 6-16, 52. 6 minutes gone. Bendigo's fresh.
Yeah, Mangan got his opportunity there because of a good bit of play from Dean Bartrop. He kicked the ball out of midair and kept the ball moving. It fell to Mangan's advantage, and Megan certainly did very well with his left foot snap around the corner.
I've been impressed with Bartrop today. I just reckon he's done the hard stuff.
Yep.
In hard conditions all day. Ball up, centre of the ground. No one can get it effectively, but a kick out of the congestion favours the Tigers slightly. Towards half forward, chases on. Who can get there? There's Bartrop again. Can't pick it up. Gets support from Gaff. Gaff kicks it high in the air. And he's found a teammate who's come in and taken the mark. The player down there is Bailey McGee. So McGee's got it for the Tigers at half forward. They're up and about. Umpires... What, made him come back?
Made him come back, yep.
Gee, he found a teammate inside forward 50 too.
Yes, Angus Noldy had made perfect position.
So now McGee does it again. Inside forward 50. Plenty up for the mark. Some big flyers. Nobody could bring it to ground. 20 metres out from the Tigers' goal. The pack develops and the umpire will ball it up again. Tigers up and about, Johnny. Good game of footy.
Oh, isn't it what? Hurried kick out of the pack there by the Dragons. It goes to the defensive 50. Tigers have got numbers. Swooped on by Compton. He goes to the goal square. It's open, but good defensive work by Nally. Comes off his chest and through for a minor score. So that takes the Tigers to 6-17-53. They lead Sandhurst 7-6, 48. 8 minutes gone. Final term.
So the kick out this time will be Harrison free for the Dragons. And there's a whistle on play before the ball arrives. It's going to be a Sandhurst free kick, and Blair Holmes will take it right on defensive 50. The ex-skipper battled hard today, kicks to the wing, out of side, finds a teammate, fell into his arms. He played on, kick was smothered, turned over. Tigers come back to half forward. They've got a chance. Inside forward 50, mark claimed, not paid, picked up, kicked across the ground. Dixon's taken the mark for the Tigers, 45 metres from goal, directly in front. Now, Guy Dixon, has he got the leg? Does anybody know?
I reckon with the wind he has. Well, there's a fair wind behind him.
Well, he'd need to, Jock, because he had the chance to kick it to two Kyneton players running into the goal square early, and he turned his back.
Well, he's taken responsibility, Guy Dixon. He's going to have a ping. From 45 metres, comes in, gives it a ride, and kicks it out of bounds on the full.
Yeah, just that little bit extra distance, and he tried too hard and hooked it.
So the margin remains at 5 points in favour of the Tigers. 8 minutes gone, final term in what's been a ding-dong battle down here at the Kyneton Showgrounds.
Free for the Dragons. He'll play on from the free kick. He'll send it beyond 50. Geez, hugging the boundary line. Comes off hands and will go over the line, and it'll be a ball in. So 53 playing 48. The Tigers have only just recently pinched the lead. but you feel like they've got all the momentum. Sandhurst have to find something here. 70 out from goal. Tigers attack, poor throw in. It slipped out of the young boundary umpire's hands, and we'll have to recall it and do it again. So Tigers, can they get another one on the board? The rain has stopped. It's still very, very cold. Hosking gives it in the direction of Coughlin. Lee Coughlin on the boot. It just rolls into the middle of the showgrounds here, but the numbers are with the Tigers. It was a bit of a blind turn, picked up by Nolte. Nolte spreads it wide to the opposite side wing. Contested footy. It's 2 on 2. Nelly emerges by hand, gives it to Paul Pratt. Paul Pratt bangs it on the boot quickly to half forward. Zimmer's there. He lets it go to the back door. Lee Coughlin, he picks it up on the left. Bouncing, tumbling ball towards the line. But it's all the Tigers. Picked up nicely by Driscoll, and he'll send it beyond 50.
Back towards Dixon. Dixon's got it at half-back. Wants support, gets it. Tigers with the footy. Long towards half-forward. Bouncing ball. Beats the pack. Goes inside forward 50. Dragons have got numbers back in defence. Poor kick. Might have opened the door for the Tigers. Taken for them down there by Preddy. He ran into a wall. Lost it. Got it back. They can't quite keep it in. Boundary line too close. And it's over and out of bounds for a throw-in. Half forward for the Tigers. 10 gone. Final term. They lead by 5 points. Big game for both sides in terms of final 5 positions. And the Tigers, their nose in front, are hanging on. From the throw-in, Blair Holmes through the pack, can't find the footy, goes back, can't get it out, plenty around the contest, nobody can get it out, it's locked up. Umpire will ball it up just outside the Tigers' forward 50.
Gee, the crowd are up and about too.
I'm up and about, Johnny. I'll tell you
geez.
what, I've got feeling below my eyebrows for the first time today.
Footy is alive and well in Kyneton. It's hurried kick out of the pack. Tigers will attack. Goes towards the boundary lines, 55 metres out from their goal. Oh, the boundary umpire was a little bit under pressure. He's asking the field umpire for a little bit of advice. He said it's come off his shin. So I think a free kick will go to the Tigers here, to Cameron Wallace.
A definite free kick.
Good on the young boundary umpire for having the nerve there.
Yeah,
to
good on him.
Yeah.
Good on him.
He did the right thing, didn't he? He didn't panic. Goes inside forward 50. Mark, Tigers. They're going to have another shot at goal.
Guess who?
Jeez. It's Nolte. Megan rather. Megan with the footy. The umpire's just pulled him round a step. 20 metres out, directly in front. He should not miss. He should not miss for the Tigers to extend the lead, and does! You can hear the Tigers faithful. It's at his 4th goal here. Live score sponsor, Bent Breach Apparel in Bendigo. The Tigers extend the lead, 7-17. 59 to Sandhurst, 7-6, 48. 13 minutes gone, final term. Bendigo's fresh.
Yes, a good decision there by the boundary umpire. He's right on it. He saw the ball, as we did, come off the shin. But Angus Nolte, he played on, he got that extra bit of ground, and Mangan in the middle of the pack, ball landed on his chest, and he made the most of it.
Well, the Dragons are going to need something special from here. There's no doubt about that. But the Tigers get the takeout. Back inside forward 50. Nobody could complete the mark. Big tackle laid by the Tigers. Umpire comes in and is going to ball it up.
Guy Dixon having a good last quarter so far. He crashed the pack earlier, and that was an excellent tackle.
Terrific. And now in the ruck battle against Thornton. Can't get it out. It's across half forward still for the Tigers. Kick off the ground by Bartrop.
No, indiscriminate kick.
Umpire's picked out a free kick. Dragons will take it at half back. Play with the footy. Down there, Wilkinson. Goes short. Gives it to Lee Coughlin. Centre of the ground. Goes with another short. Good possession football. Zimmer's got it just forward to the centre. Goes wide. Maybe not so good a kick. Might have opened the door for the Tigers. They work hard to try and get possession back. It's just on forward 50 for the Dragons. Umpire comes in and will ball it up. The momentum is with the Tigers at the moment. But the Dragons, gee, They're close enough if they're good enough.
Harris was in the ruck. He got a fist on it, but it just wasn't to advantage. Bottom of the pack, all players working hard. There's some tired players out there. Coughlin, his kick was smothered, then goes towards the boundary line. On hands and knees for the Tigers. Lewis Thompson working hard, made sure he killed the footy. And 45 metres out from goal for the Dragons who attack. We'll ball it in. Tigers, they have the lead here at the showgrounds. Thornton doing the ruck work to the front of the pack. No clean possession, hands and knees, players dive in after the footy again. And 35 out from goal, probably a fraction further, 40 we'll say. Got to get it right. Sandhurst, you're right, Jock, if they're good enough, they've had their chances as the ball is socked in the direction of Rhodey. He grabs the footy, he's upended as he kicks it, so doesn't go the required distance. Zimmer did well for the Dragons, off hands. And again, we'll have a throw in. Opposite pocket now, 30 around from goal, near a scoreboard that absolutely blazing. 59 Kyneton, Sandhurst 48, 16 minutes gone. Final term, sponsored by Eve Transport in Kyneton.
Throw in forward pocket for the Dragons, down in the scoreboard pocket. Kicked off the ground by the Tigers' defence. Goes back towards half-back. Good tackle laid down there by Bartrop. Brings the ball to the deck. Umpire's going to ball it up again. All this takes time, and time starting to become the enemy of Sandhurst at this stage. There's the ball up. Thornton wins it down. Can he find someone on the end of it? He can't. Now Coughlin picked it up. Good pick up. Through the pack. Leroy Coughlin kicks the Dragons inside forward 50. 20 metres from goal.
Goal.
Kick off the ground is through. Dragons get one back. Who was that,
Jake
you reckon?
McLean.
Jake McLean?
Yep.
Well, great work by Coughlin. Puts it through. And the margin, Johnny's back to 5 points?
Yeah, there was 3 players there. They could have raffled it, and it was McLean who got his foot on it.
Yes, that was good work by Sandhurst then. Coughlin, he got the ball in amongst a scrimmage of players. He was able to sidestep twice, get the ball long into the forward line, and after the contest, the ball fell to the back. And as you said, John, it was all Sandhurst there. They had 3 players that could have got foot to it, and it was McLean that did.
Well, the Tigers supporters might have been getting a little bit comfortable. Not now. Back to the edge of the seat. Ball up, centre of the ground. Chance for the Dragons again. They move it to half forward. Can't find anybody. Tiger ball back into the middle. Hurried kick towards half forward. Rebounding ball came off the chest of Free. Back towards the centre. Umpire's picked out a free kick. It's going to the Dragons. Wasting no time. Rhodey takes it. Goes wide, finds a teammate. And the mark is taken at half forward for Sandhurst.
Noah Walsh has got the footy. Probably fortunate it fell to him, but he was in the right position and he took a chest mark. I don't think he's got the leg here. He's gone back a long way. He's nearly up. He's well between the wing and half forward where he starts. It's a wet, heavy footy kicking against the breeze. He approaches. Now it's a long, high ball. It won't make the distance. It'll come off hands and it will be a minor score. So they inch closer now. It is Sandhurst 8-6-54, 5 point margin. Kyneton 7-17-59, 18 minutes gone. Final term, only one station. Bendigo's fresh.
Could they defend this, boys, or do you think they've got a goal again, the Tigers?
No, Tigers have got a goal again to win, Jock.
Fair enough. Well, it's worked to the wing on the outer side, where again there's a big pack of players. The Dragons move it back inside their forward 50. They've suddenly got a little bit of momentum the last couple of minutes. Nobody can take it effectively. Close to the boundary line. Just on forward 50 for Sandhurst. They trail by 5 points?
4
4
points
points
at this stage.
as the pack develops, and the umpire will come in to ball it up again.
So
Yeah, it's those in the pack contest there that if they bounce your way, you've got to make the most of it.
70 out from Sandhurst goal. They attack. Up they go in the ruck. Coughlin's there, fumbling footy, picked up quickly by the Tigers. It'll be a long kick to half forward. They've got the numbers. There's nobody in the goal square. It's a hurried kick, bouncing footy. Nully
Poor
did
kick.
well, intercepted for the Dragons. He'll send it long towards the boundary line, bouncing footy over the line, and it'll be a ball in.
Yeah, it might have been a poor kick, Jock, but it was an excellent tackle by Liam Ireland. He kept the pressure on and just put enough pressure on to affect the kick.
Yeah, it just needed to get over the top.
Yeah.
Now
To Manuel.
Tigers, they attack. Halfway between the wing and half forward. The ball is thrown in. Thornton, he thumps it forward towards the wing, outer side. A lot of players around the footy. It's a hurried kick out of the pack by the Tigers. They'll send it, but a good mark. It's been taken by Wilkinson.
So Wilkinson's got it for the Dragons, just outside defensive 50. Goes back down the wing, outer side. Up they go, mark.
Dingoes, that
Not paid.
looked like the one person had it.
Well, umpire didn't agree, and he's going to ball it up between wing and half forward for the Dragons, outer side. Plenty around the contest. Desperate moments. There's a chance now for the Tigers. They can't get a possession. Clear, and it's pushed over the line and out of bounds for another throw-in.
They have been long quarters too, haven't they, Norm?
Yes, we've probably got 10 or 12 minutes to go.
Oh, goodness.
Umpire throws it in.
I'll be halfway home in 10 minutes, Norm.
Well, it's 20-minute mark. Let's see how Normie goes, because one of the quarters did go 34 minutes, if I recall rightly.
And the second one went 33.
So, if there might be an injury out there or a cramp. It is a cramp by the Tigers. Zerah, he's holding his hamstring, but it looks more like a cramp to me. As Ireland is, Paul Pratt, in fact, is standing on the mark. He's having a bit of a chat to the umpire. I don't know what they're arguing about. Let's get on with it.
Yeah, give it to somebody else.
They're helping you out, Norm. It's going to go 32 minutes now, for sure.
Me out, yes.
You might have the last laugh here. There's a lot of players standing around doing nothing.
Getting cold.
Yes.
And the player's back to his feet now. So.
Yeah. So, as you were, gentlemen, now the Tigers will look to send it forward with a long kick. It is in fact that. It goes 50. Up they go. Back of the pack it spills. Wilkinson's there. Sockers it towards the boundary line and puts it out of bounds. And 70 out from the Tigers goal. Will have a ball in. So it is a 4-point margin, 59 Kyneton, Sandhurst 55. The last quarter sponsored by Eve Transport in Kyneton.
Does the next goal win, Norm?
I think the next goal does win, Jock. Yes,
I'm not sure I believe that. I just wanted to say
I
it.
said that a couple of minutes ago. I think that Kyneton need a goal to win, and if Sandhurst get a goal, they'll be in front.
So the throw-in just outside forward 50 for the Tigers. Pack develops, and the umpire comes in to ball it up again. There's only two players in the whole front half of the ground for the Dragons if they get it down there. Everybody up the Tigers' end. From the ball up, another pack and another ball up will take place. 22 and a half minutes gone. Final term. Still the Tigers by 4 points.
Up they go in the ruck. Thornton does the ruck work. Then he wins the footy and he just toe pokes it only 10 metres to the wing. Noah Walsh getting involved as well. He sockers it off the ground. Spills towards the middle. It's getting sockered from one to another. Pretty, he's on hands and knees. Taps it forward. Another soccer off the ground. This comes laterally. 55 out from goal. The ball will stay in hard up against the boundary. Another soccer by Nelly of the Dragons to Montague. A don't argue. Two don't argues. He goes by hand. He goes back to Wilkinson. Wilkinson now puts it on the boot. He kicks it long. Big punch from behind. Alex Wharton. He throws the ball on the boot. It's hurried pressure footy. Free kick, Tigers. What was it for, Normie?
Yeah, holding the man. Coughlin made contact before he marked.
Now the Tigers, a long ball. It'll go towards Pretty. Pretty got caught underneath the footy. Oh, running onto the footy was Bartrop. He'll have a shot at goal. They're open, but it's off the side of the boot, and it is a minor score to the Tigers. 7-18, 60 the Tigers, 8-7, 55. We've gone 24 minutes final term.
Still under a goal the difference. 5 points the margin. The kick out good. Thornton's taken the mark at half back for the Dragons. Turns, goes long, up towards half forward. Out they come to meet the football. No one could take the mark. Socket off the ground. Inside forward 50 for the Dragons. Who's there? Under the pump, the Tigers defence. It's 35 metres out from the Dragons goal. Up they go, plenty of numbers. Nobody can get a clean possession. It's just kick it off the ground. Goes back to a Sandhurst player who's fired at goal. Geez, well,
Touched
it was on line, but it was
yeah.
touched on the line.
A Kyneton player
Minor
was
score.
trying to mark.
So the margin back to 4 points.
Have a guess what the scoreboard's gone down, Jock. So lucky we got it written down here. It has gone absolutely black. The score is 8-8-56 to 7-18-60. As the ball is kicked out by the Tigers to the direction of Preddy. They've got numbers here, Tigers. It'll be a kick to half forward. Oh, bouncing footy over the top of the pack. There's two players on. One of them's Megan. Will he keep it in? He does, as the ball's still... Oh, nice work, Ruff. Ruff gives it there to a teammate who kicks it to the opposition. Preddy takes a chest mark. The man on the mark will stand at 60. Wilkinson let him stand up and go towards goal. It's going homeward, right to the line, and a minus score. Jeez. That takes the score to 7-19-61 to 8-8-56. We've gone probably 29 minutes. The scoreboard is down here at the showgrounds.
Yes. So a 5-point ball game with about, you reckon, boys, 29 minutes gone?
Yeah, I reckon. Yep.
Dragons need a goal to steal it.
They had one job and the scoreboard's gone down, Jock.
I'm sure it's nobody's fault.
No.
Kick out, long, to a huge pack of players, and Bear Thornton's taken the mark. Unbelievable. Turns, goes long towards half forward, but the Tigers stand strong in defence, and the mark is taken down there by... Is it Safstrom?
I think you're, yes, Jock.
Cakes wide, or no, goes short.
Crozier's got the mark
Crozier's
now.
got it down.
And finds Crozier, who's marked between wing and halfback for the Tigers, out of side. He goes with a boomer down towards half forward, off hands, out of bounds. That'll probably suit Kyneton. Throw in to take place just outside the Tigers forward 50. 5-point ball game, 29, maybe 30 minutes gone, final term.
Tigers attack to the city end. It's been a monumental effort by the Tigers. They trailed for most of this game. Thornton wins the tap in the direction of Polpratt. He can't collect the footy, dives in after it. They're desperate, both sides here. Ball is socket along the boundary line to the direction of Holmes. He shovels it in the direction of Skinny Wharton, and on the wing, out of side, the ball is to be thrown in.
Yes, Kyneton have got to watch it here. They've got to be man on man because all Sandhurst needs a clear break and men in the open, and they've got a chance to snatch it.
It's a 5-point margin according to us, 8-8-56 to 7-19-61. Scoreboard is down here, so if you're in your cars, glad you can join us as the ball will be thrown in again.
Shallow throw-in.
Yeah. Now the boundary umpire, let's restart and see if we can do it again. He does. Up they go in the ruck. Hosking getting involved. Now at ground level. Skinny Wharton picks it up. Wilkinson, in fact, he gives it to Paul Pratt. Paul Pratt is an awkward ball on the boot. Only goes 30 metres. They dive in on top of it. Across half forward. Sandhurst attack. They trail by 5 points. We think it's probably ticked over to 30 minutes now, I would imagine.
So the umpire to ball it up. Almost at half forward for the Dragons. Every possession is vital. Umpires picked out a free kick.
Tigers free.
Tigers free. Indiscriminate kick at the footy.
Yep, it's Emmanuel. It's got the kick.
And
blood rule. There's a blood rule.
Is there?
Yep. Absolutely. Umpire Bax has crossed his wrists and put it above.
All right.
So Maiden Gully, Bears Lagoon, Serpentine won 8-10-58 to 7-10-52. The siren went with the ball deep inside the Eagles 50. Scores were level with 4 minutes to go after the Bears led by 28 at half-time, Jock. Good effort there, isn't it?
Fair enough. Yep.
I reckon this might go 40 minutes, Norm. You were way out.
I was way out, wasn't I? But you were further out.
Yeah.
So we're ready to get play underway again. The Tigers have got the footy at half-back. And the order of the day will kick it your way as far as you can. And they did. Straight to Ireland on his chest.
The ever
he's
reliable.
marked, he's marked unattended. Now he plays on, goes wide to the wing, out of side, to a contest. Ball squirts over the back. That spells danger for the Tigers. Who can take it? Tigers win it again. High kick towards half forward. Preddy makes the contest, can't take it. It's over the back, inside forward 50. Now the danger's for the Dragons defence. Chance for the Tigers. Nobody can take it effectively. Wilkinson picks it up, gets through the traffic okay. Got it wide to Hosking. Hand pass from the big fella. Finds a teammate. Kicks the Dragons to half forward. Nobody can take a mark. Tough ball to grab. Close to the boundary line. And in fact it's over and out of bounds. And more time will get chewed up as the ball to be thrown back into play across half forward for the Dragons.
Jeez, what a finish we've got here.
5-point ball game. Tigers in front. 31 or 2 minutes gone, probably. Can't tell. Scoreboard's down.
Let's hope I'll do my maths all right. Oh, picked up by Noah Walsh of the Dragons. He'll send it goalward, and he's kicked a goal. The Dragons have kicked a goal, and I say, if my maths are right, they hit the front by a point. The scoreboard is down here at the showgrounds. Live score sponsor, the Variety Superstore in Strathvillage. And that'll take it to 9-8-62 to 7-19-61. And boy, oh boy, scenes here at the showgrounds. There's probably 33, 34 minutes gone with a lot of time lost in the last few minutes.
Why would there have been nobody back on the goal line?
Nah.
That's what I said, Jock. They had to watch that they didn't let Sandhurst players get in the open or be a goal, and that's what happened.
Now, Jock, you've got to keep in mind I'm not the official scorer. The scorer's been down for about 6 minutes, so anything could happen here in this game.
Well, ball's kicked high towards the centre of the ground, and it's a Sandhurst mark. Holmes has taken it. Blair Holmes, the mighty warrior for the Dragons, has marked in the centre of the ground, and he's going to milk every second off the clock he can. Now he plays on Holmes, kicks towards half forward, vacant spot. Crum, who can take the possession? Desperate. Tigers have got the footy. Hurried kick into the centre of the ground, straight back to Holmes. Marks on his chest. Now he goes wide. He spotted someone in a little bit of space. Chance for them out wide for the Dragons. In fact, they can't get there and the ball's rolled over the line and out of bounds. Throw in, half forward for the Dragons, out of sight of the ground.
Do you know it's conceivable that some of those players out there don't know what the score is for the
right.
Dragons? It's been off for quite a while, but we say it's a point. We say the Dragons are leading this game by a point. There must be hardly any time left at all. The Tigers, will they have another chance at it? Bartrop sockers it off the ground. He sockers it towards the wing. Tigers, can they get possession? They do. It's a hurried kick looking for Preddy. Preddy won't get it. There's all Dragons. One of them's Ireland. You're right, Norm. He's been ever serviceable this afternoon, as he is every week. Emerging with the Dragons, Paul Pratt. He'll dribble it along the line. It'll go, in fact, 30 or 40 metres, and still on the wing will have a ball in.
Yeah, well, for mine, if Sandhurst get up, Ireland has been their best player all day. He reads that loose man in defence perfectly. He plays off his opponent and creates an extra.
Very, very calm player.
It's on the outer side. Thornton for the Dragons. He wins it. Puts it in the direction of Lee Coughlin. Also at the bottom of the pack, as always, is Blair Holmes. And we'll have another ball up. Across half forward, Dragons attack. They are up by one solitary point.
Yeah, Holmes has had a very good last quarter.
Ball up, half forward for the Dragons. Thornton might have won it down. Who can come out with the footy? That's the main thing. Who can get the possession? It's within 50 metres for the Dragons. Kicked off the ground. Tigers under the pump. They battle it out wide. Mark's been taken. I think it's Phillips. He works it wide. Now a chance for the Tigers. They run down the wing. Grandstand side, and the kick is straight onto the chest of Ireland.
And 50 metres.
And 50 metres.
That was there, the 50.
Yeah.
Freddie come in late, didn't he? And just upended him.
Too late.
Yeah.
So Ireland, well, he's been the saviour of the Dragons this afternoon. Absolutely no doubt about that. And he'll kick from probably just forward of the wing. Takes his time, goes long, inside forward 50. Big pack of players. Ball hits the deck. Who can get the possession? Again, all important. Close to the lines, forced over and out of bounds. It'll be thrown back into play. Forward pocket. for the Dragons. Well, a terrific game of football, Johnny, it's been this afternoon.
Yeah, it has.
And it's absolutely highlighted footy, the agony and the ecstasy.
I thought the Dragons were gone too, Jock, but they've got their noses back in front. Hosking wins the tap, and they all dive in after the footy. It's deep in attack for the Dragons. I reckon the timekeeper's fallen asleep, Norm. It feels like, well, when the scoreboard went down, it was at about 24 minutes.
Yeah, 24 to 25, yep.
As he throws it up now, Dragons everywhere. Noel Walsh on the end of one. They all dive on him. And they're going to get a free kick, Tigers. Have they got one more chance? They need to kick a goal to win this game. It's a long ball. Won't be a mark. It'll be contested ball. Preddy soccers it off the ground.
Clever.
It'll go shallow inside forward 50. Ireland picks it up. Hasn't he been super? He tries a tube. He doesn't quite get onto it. In fact, it goes to the Tigers. They've got another chance. It'll be a long ball by Phillips inside forward 50. Maxted's there. Oh, probably put it over on deliberately.
He's paid
Nelly.
deliberate.
He has.
He has paid out of bounds deliberate.
And it was there.
Yes.
It was there.
Yeah. So a free kick to the Tigers. Megan to take it. 45 metres out. What's he kicked today? 4 so far. Well, he's at least got to try and score, Johnny.
I reckon they're down by a point, Jock.
So a
I
score
reckon
would
they're down
tie
by
it
a
up.
point.
A point would tie it up. Reece Megan. The Tiger chances on his shoulder.
They win it.
Megan has kicked the goal! He has kicked a miracle goal to put the Tigers back in front. That's absolutely sensational. So according to our scoreboard, Johnny, we've got the Tigers 8, 19, 67, the Dragons 9, 8, 62, and somewhere between 30 and 40 minutes have been played.
And that was excellent football by Kyneton there. They got the ball out in the open. They kept it coming forward, and he rewarded them fully.
We're not done with yet.
Oh.
The siren has not gone yet. Let's not get too excited. As we have a secondary ball up in the middle. There must be only microseconds left. As they go up in the ruck, Thornton is in the ruck now. There are 1,000 players around the footy at the moment. It feels like it. As it inches forward, it's just forward for Sandhurst.
Would you not get another one back on the goal line if you were the Tigers?
Do something. Ireland sneaking down forward as well for the Dragons. Keep your eye on that, Normie.
Yes, he did that last
Darkening
time.
skies. Up they go. Thornton, big punch to half forward. Jake McLean tries to weave his way through. He can't. They all dive on him. The ball is just ping-ponging around. Sock it off the ground for the Tigers. It'll go inside forward 50. It is now a foot race. Manuel, will he pick it up? Goes inboard. He'll kick it. It's 1-on-1. Back of the pack. Oh, there's going to be another goal here. Tigers picked up beautifully by Megan. Goes around the body and the Tigers win. They can't be beaten now. He has kicked 6 goals in an absolute super effort. What a game of footy here. Live score sponsor, Breach Apparel in Bendigo, 9-19-73, 9-8-62. Doesn't matter if the scores are wrong now because they're too far in front, the Tigers.
Yes, as you said before, the scoreboard's back again, John. As you said before, it ping-ponged around in amongst legs. It was out in the open. Manuel got it, kicked it forward, and a good contest first up by Mangan, and then he got the ball on the ground and made no mistake against 2 opponents.
Ball up, centre of the ground. The scoreboard's back in action.
38.5 minutes, Norm. Thank you very much.
Jeez, fair dinkum.
What's
What's the difference on the scoreboard?
I was a bit out when I said 32.
Where the scores
10,
are right.
10, yeah, 10 point.
10 point
points.
margin.
Yep,
Meanwhile,
No, it's not. It's 11.
11.
11 points in
11
favour of the Tigers. There's another ball up, centre of the ground. Up they go. There's the final siren. Tigers victorious by 11 points, and they have won 3 in a row and beaten 3 contenders. in an absolute revival down at Tigerland.
Gee whiz. So the final score here at the Kyneton Showgrounds. Kyneton have come out winners. Super impressive, 9:19.73 to 9:8.62. And the final siren sounds at the 38-minute mark and 50 seconds.
Yes, nearly 39 minutes. I was a little bit out with me 32 there, John.
Yes.